25-mile-per-hour winds, and with a 30% chance of the rain returning here to Qualcomm Stadium. And this game is being brought to you in high definition here on CBS. Kansas City won the toss. They deferred, so San Diego will receive. Connor Barth recently picked up. They waived Nick Novak, who won the job coming out of training camp. He beat out Barth. Now Barth returning. He stayed ready. Back deep, the dangerous Darren Sproles. 97th meeting between these two teams, dating back to 1960. Their last meeting, December 2007. Chargers won it 24-10. And this ball is kicked into the end zone and out of bounds for a touchback. And that will bring on the Chiefs, make that the Chargers offense. And Philip Rivers. San Diego coming off the bye. They lost 37-32 2 weeks ago against New Orleans in London, England. In that game, Rivers, 25 of 40, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He had a quarterback rating of 104.3, was not sacked in the game, and those 341 yards, second most in his career. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. LaDainian Tomlinson lines up as a single setback. Antonio Gates in motion. Here's LT. And he'll run straight ahead and pick up about 4. Offensively for the Chargers, ranking 12th in the NFL, 7th in passing, 24th in rushing. Hardwick is the center of attention. McNeil, Dielman, Goff, Clary. The backs and receivers, Antonio Gates is getting healthy. That toe finally starting to feel better in London against New Orleans. 6 catches, 96 yards, a touchdown. Second down and 6 at the 24-yard line. And here's Tomlinson running, and a flag on the play. Napoleon Harris comes up with the tackle, and it's a 4-yard gain. Ron Winter is your referee today.
Illegal motion. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Yeah, that's Gates. Last week versus Tampa Bay, the Chiefs defense forced 4 turnovers and have now forced 7 turnovers in their last 2 games. Dorsey is the rookie. They want a better performance out of him. The linebackers today, Donnie Edwards returns. Boyman starts for Derek Johnson, who's out with a thigh hamstring injury. And in the secondary, Brandon Flowers also has a thigh hamstring, and he's replaced by Maurice Leggett, the rookie out of Valdosta State. And this time it's Tomlinson running over the left side, picks up a yard on the play. Napoleon Harris there defensively.
And you can see the pattern, Gus. First 3 plays of the game handed off to LaDainian Tomlinson. And there's no question now, Gus, you can put the injuries that he had to deal with early in the season off the map because he's 100% healthy. You talk to him, you watch him play. He's the same LaDainian Tomlinson that was MVP a couple of years ago. This guy's 100% and ready to go.
Coming off a 19-carry, 105-yard game against New Orleans. Did not score a rushing touchdown in that game. Rivers scrambling out of the pocket, throws it, and it's incomplete. Intended for Tomlinson, and a flag, a late flag. Pat Thomas covering Tomlinson out of the backfield.
I'll tell you what, Gus, Philip Rivers actually got Tomlinson to draw this penalty. Rivers put it up and kind of threw it right at the back of the defender who wasn't looking at the football, and it's illegal. It put the defender in the wrong.
Pass interference. Defense number 56. Penalizing the spot of the foul and a first down.
Derek Johnson wasn't playing it all that bad, but all of a sudden you put the ball in there. And
actually, it wasn't Derek Johnson.
Yeah, that's right.
It's Pat Thomas, the official.
He had his back to the quarterback, and Rivers just kind of threw it up at his back, and it turns into face guarding. You see here, he didn't even know the ball was in the air. Tomlinson and Rivers really had no chance to complete that, but because of the throw, it was a penalty.
First down and 10 at the 27-yard line. And Rivers rolling out of the pocket, throws to the sideline, and it is caught. Nicely done. Vincent Jackson on the comeback route. And Jackson picks up 10 yards.
Yeah, Gus, the Chargers, they're getting the reputation of always being a slow starting team. They're 3-5 in the first half of the season. Their key players haven't been healthy, but I'll tell you, one guy who has been healthy has been Philip Rivers. He has been throwing the football extremely well. You saw the 19 touchdown passes. That's a big number at this point of the season.
Jackson picking up his 31st catch. He averages close to 18 yards per reception on the season, has 4 touchdowns, picked up 11. First down and 10 of the 38, play fake. And it's Rivers throwing up top, and it is... Beautiful catch by Malcolm Floyd. And that's a gain of 31.
Oh, you said it, Gus. What a great catch. This is what you call ball skills. You hear people talk about them, and that's what they look like. He jumps up, keeps his eyes on it, tips the ball up, keeps his eyes on it, pulls it down with one hand, and then looks down and makes sure that he's inbounds. What a great job by Floyd, and it's not that bad a coverage by Leggett. But he just can't make the play. What a sensational grab.
Remember, Leggett starting for Flowers. Leggett's a rookie out of Valdosta State. Flowers has a thigh/hamstring injury. First down and 10 of the 31.
Delay game.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Little wind in the microphone there.
No doubt about it. Last game versus New Orleans, the Chargers were flagged 14 times for 134 yards, including 3 personal foul penalties, the most penalties and yards against them since they were called for 16 penalties for 146 yards November of 1998 against Baltimore. First down and a long 15 at the 36. Opening drive for the Superchargers. Play fake. And Rivers steps up in the pocket, gets it down the field. It's incomplete. Intended for Antonio Gates. Locked up with the safety, Bernard Pollard.
This is Gates getting him. This is a mismatch. I mean, Pollard is a good player, but Antonio Gates makes his living beating safeties in one-on-one pass coverage. And the Chargers know, even though Gates has not been 100%, he is now for the greater part of to the greater extent. And Pollard getting on him one-on-one is something that Rivers is going to look for, and he's going to exploit all day if the Chiefs decide to play him like that.
Gates 30 catches on the season for 403 yards, averaging 13 yards per catch. On second down, Tomlinson breaks it back, and Pollard brings him down from behind. 2-yard gain. Green Bay and Minnesota. Here's James Brown in New York.
Hey, Gus, trailing by 1 with 37 seconds, make that 31 left in regulation. Green Bay's Mason Crosby misses a 52-yard field goal, and the Vikings hold on for a 1-point win in Brad Childress' first ever win over the Packers. There it is, the final. Gus and Steve.
All right, congratulations to the Minnesota Vikings. Big win for them at home against Green Bay. Third down, 13 at the 34. They need to go to the 21 for first down. And it's Rivers firing to the sideline. Incomplete. That ball coming out of his hands late, intended for Vincent Jackson.
Yeah, you're right, Gus. That ball got away from Rivers. That came out of there sideways, and it fluttered in the air, and didn't have a good spiral. In the wind, it's going to flutter. There's a good, strong, stiff wind right into the Chargers' face. And if you don't release the ball clean out of your hands, it's going to get blown around. You see there, he just got nicked, and the ball didn't come out clean, and it started to flutter, and the wind really wreaks havoc with the throws.
So Mike Cyphers sends it away. This is the end-over-end Aussie kick. It's supposed to bounce back in, but it takes a bounce forward and is downed inside the 5-yard line. A 30-yard punt. Cyphers has dropped 5 punts inside the 20 in the last 3 games.
At Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on the first check bag or the second. At Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on window or aisle seats. At Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on curbside check-in. And at Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on phone reservations. At Southwest Airlines, we don't believe in charging for things that should be free. So book now at southwest.com. Low fares, no hidden fees.
We're out here racing luxury trucks. I mean, I can't think of a better word, but fantastic. Yeah, that's what I like about it. Yeah! This thing rocks. Wow, that's cool. Yeah! Go, 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 go! Can we do it again?
Wherever you plan to stop, Comfort Suites will be there. So come in, spread out, and get some work done. Or not. Right now at Comfort Suites in these Choice Hotels, you can earn up to $250 in free gas only when you book at choicehotels.com or 800-4CHOICE. So get more mileage out of your travel plans with Choice Hotels.
Tomorrow, it's the ultimate geek showdown.
You are playing with forces beyond your ken.
Well, your Ken can kiss my Barbie.
A new Big Bang Theory. Then, while Marshall and Lily want a baby.
Oh, right now? Oh, okay.
Barney's in a baby-free zone.
Who's not your daddy t-shirts.
A new How I Met Your Mother after a new Big Bang Theory. CBS tomorrow.
And welcome back to Qualcomm Stadium. Chargers and the Chiefs out of the AFC West. Kansas City starts with the ball at their own 5-yard line. Tyler Thigpen under center. Here's the handoff on first down. Jamal Charles doesn't go very far. Jamal Williams with the shoestring tackle, and there's a flag on the play. A loss of 1. So there's Tyler Thigpen. Holding was the call. And Thigpen, last week, he's getting better and better. He's out of Coastal Carolina, 14 of 25, 164 yards, a touchdown, no picks. He also caught a 37-yard touchdown for Mark Bradley. He's the first quarterback in Kansas City history to rush, catch, and throw for a touchdown. Second down and 11 at the 4-yard line. Here's Thigpen, near side, incomplete. Intended for Bradley. So let's take a look at this Kansas City offense, ranked 26th in the NFL, 28th in passing, 14th in rushing. And Brian Waters is the 3-time Pro Bowler at left guard. The backs and receivers, Larry Johnson, suspended for this game by the commissioner for multiple off-the-field incidents. So he's replaced by Charles. Bo leads the team in receiving, 42 catches for 541 yards, averaging 13 yards a grab. Third down and 11 at the 4. They need to get to the 15 for first down. Tony Gonzalez in motion. Here's Thigpen throwing out of the end zone, and a nice throw and beautiful catch. Dwayne Bowe with a first down for Kansas City, a gain of 17.
That is a great job by Kansas City. Dwayne Bowe is their leading receiver and a great player, and then they put Tony Gonzalez on the same side of the field. So on a 3rd and 11, they put their 2 best receivers in the same area and force the Chargers to man up on them, and it's just hard to do. Bowe and Gonzalez both coming open, and Tyler Thigpen picking the guy deep to make sure he gets the first down. Great job by the Kansas City offense.
First down at 10 of the 21 now for Thigpen. Out of the shotgun. Very mobile quarterback. He can run it. And a flag. Maybe a false start.
False start. Offense number 82.
That's Dwayne Bowe 2 weeks ago versus New Orleans. The Chargers defense did not record a sack or an interception for the second consecutive game. Castillo leads them on the front line in tackles. The linebackers, Phillips, their leading sacker at 3.5. And in the secondary, Cromartie leads them in interceptions with 2. First down and a long 15. At the 16-yard line, flag again. And let's see.
This is going to be against it. They're going to give it right back. The Chargers defense is going to get that 5 yards right back.
Defense, 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So the Chargers made a move during the bye week, hiring Ron Rivera as the defensive coordinator and firing Ted Cottrell. They promoted Ron Rivera to this position.
We spoke to him yesterday. It was interesting what he said. He says, it's not about me putting my positive spin or twist on this defense. It's not what they need. All they need to do is play like they're capable of playing. He simplified it for his key players, and he expects them to step up.
First down and 10 of the 21. The handoff, Savage, and he runs it straight ahead. That's a gain of 2. There's Rivera. Let's take a look at his history.
He was a great player. I mean, he's a linebacker. He's the guy that backed up Mike Singletary in that Bears defense so long ago, and he was the linebacker coach for Philadelphia and also the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears when they made their run to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
2nd down and 8 at the 23. Thigpen in the shotgun. Over the middle, Bowe with the catch and the hurdle. First down, Dwayne Bowe gets up to the 36-yard line, maybe the 37, gain of 13. Stephen Cooper with the tackle.
And this is a nice job by Thigpen finding him in the traffic. You see the ball comes out of there. You can't even see Thigpen back there, and Bowe alertly catches it in traffic. I don't know about the jump. Sometimes you get hurt, you get twisted up there, but that was a nice catch, nice throw, and this is a nice drive by Kansas City out deep in their own end.
First down at the 36. After starting from their own 5, Bowe again on the hitch, and Dwayne Bowe crosses the 40, gets close to the 45-yard line. Tucker and Gordon with the tackle, but Tyler Thigpen has played in 6 games. He started 3, and his numbers 77 of 151, 836, 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's rushed for 103 yards on 19 carries, averaging over 5 yards per carry. And here's a young man that was claimed off waivers from Minnesota on September 2nd, 2007, originally drafted in the 7th round. And they like him in Kansas City. They feel like he's getting better. He's durable. And we have seen quarterbacks in Kansas City play, and they haven't been durable.
No, they're not. They haven't been, and they haven't been consistent either. And that's what Thigpen's getting better at, being consistently good week in, week out.
2nd down and 2 at the 44. Here's Tyler underneath, caught by Tony Gonzalez. Another first down. I like his arm strength.
Well, he does. He's got a really good arm. And you're right. And I think the thing that's getting better, Gus, and if you look at it, he knows who his guys are. Dwayne Bowe and Tony Gonzalez. And those guys can get open. And when you're a young quarterback, it's nice to have something, anything you can depend on. Well, he's got 2 of them. That guy and that guy.
First down and 10 at the 49. Thigpen, 4 of 5, 45 yards out of the gun once again. And with time to the sideline, Tony Gonzalez squares his shoulders. And Gonzalez stopped by Tim Dobbins. But another good play for Kansas City, a gain of 8. Pittsburgh, Indianapolis. Here's JB.
Hey, Gus, after spotting the Steelers, it's not in Pittsburgh at 7. Back to Gus.
Very important game for the Chargers. They'll take on Pittsburgh next week, and the following week they'll be right here against Indianapolis. So at Pittsburgh next week for the Chargers, and at home against Indy the following week. As Savage runs the ball, stopped by Cooper. And Norv Turner, what do you say? His team has been a disappointment. The fans here very upset with the way they played. But, you know, you have to realize they have been injured.
They have been injured, and also you got to think too, Gus, they're number 2 in scoring. And it's not like they're stinking up all over the field, and they have been injured. Now their defense hasn't, been able to stop people as well as you'd like. But Norv Turner made the decisive move of going with a new defensive coordinator, and it remains to be seen how their season will finish.
3rd down and 2 at the 41. Here's the pitch. Savage turns the corner, picks up the first down. Tim Dobbins with the tackle, but it's a gain of 7. First down, Kansas City.
Well, this is a nice little quick misdirection. You'll see they're going to make the fake here, and they're going to pitch it this direction, and it's going to be a foot race between Castillo and Savage, and Castillo's got no chance. And that's just a nice little short yardage play that if you can get it to your guy, it's going to be there.
First down and 10 at the 34. Opening drive for the Chiefs. Thigpen steps into his throw, and he has his receiver, Mark Bradley, 4th year out of Oklahoma, gains 4 yards on the play.
Gus, this, you sit back and look at this. This is a really nice drive by the Kansas City Chiefs, and Tyler Thigpen has been great. Not just good, but great. He's making quick decisions. The ball's coming out, and it is right on target.
Tell you, you look at Tyler Thigpen, you see Rich Gannon. Second down and 6. And Enzo, wide open, touchdown, KC. Bradley. 30 yards.
Quentin Jammer looked in the backfield and just stopped. Something froze Jammer's feet, and Bradley ran right by him. Watch at the top. Watch, Jammer's going to look in the backfield, and he just stopped. See there, he just stopped. And that was it. Little pump fake by Tyler Thigpen, and the ball comes out, and that is as easy as it gets, Gus.
Mark Bradley, a player picked up during the bye week. Extra point up and good. Second round pick with the Chicago Bears. They say he can run. I guess they are right.
That's awesome. Very.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Comfort Suites Hotels. Get all the room you need to spread out and relax. Book now at choicehotels.com. And by the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
And welcome back. Let's take a look. Tyler Thigpen on the right, throwing the touchdown pass to Mark Bradley as the Chiefs go on a 12-play, 95-yard drive. On that drive, Thigpen, 7 of 8, 87 yards. And the Chiefs send it away. Sproles, 9 yards deep, and he will take a knee. And the Chargers will start from their own 20. Tyler Thigpen from Coastal Carolina, growing by leaps and bounds.
The way the stock market's been acting lately, you may wonder if you've been doing the right thing. Is the advice you've been getting helping or hurting? Are the fees you're paying really worth it? TD Ameritrade's fees are fair and straightforward. Their research is independent and unbiased. Their investment consultants are knowledgeable and there when you need them. So why not talk to one?
Call today to schedule a free investment checkup or visit a TD Ameritrade branch.
Hey, what kind of light beer do you want?
It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Whoa! All the same? Are they all as easy to drink as Bud Light? Isn't water from this hose easier to drink than water from this one? Isn't this bottle easier to drink from than this one? And wouldn't you agree that a raindrop is easier to drink than hail? Point is, there's a difference, and Bud Light has it. It's called drinkability, the just right taste that makes Bud Light so easy to drink. Bud Light, the difference is drinkability.
All right, gentlemen, today's race is a test of driving skills and ingenuity.
When we hit the lock road, it was so smooth we didn't feel anything.
That's insane.
Full-length coil suspension made driving unbelievable. I mean, forget about it.
This season, Inside the NFL is now on Showtime.
Every week, we take on the whole NFL. Read between the lines.
Every game, every week, every highlight.
Inside the playbook, inside the locker rooms, inside the personality.
Inside the NFL, only on Showtime.
Tyler Thigpen leading the Chiefs on a 95-yard drive. He converted a 3rd down and 11. Had a 17-yard pass to Dwayne Bowe on the drive. And now the Chargers take over. LaDainian Tomlinson in the backfield. Rivers, far side. Call incomplete. Wow. Vincent Jackson takes his eyes off the ball. But Mark Bradley didn't take his eyes off the ball on the touchdown.
Now watch, Tyler Thigpen is going to look right over here at the camera. But Bradley is out on the right side. Now watch, he looks away, then comes back, and when he starts to throw it, Quentin Jammer stops, thinking it's going to be a short throw. Bradley just keeps running. Quentin Jammer bit on the look by Thigpen and just stopped his feet and got fooled.
First touchdown allowed in the first quarter in the last 12 regular season games. And this one over the middle and caught. Nice throw by Phillip Rivers in major traffic. A 19-yard gain for Malcolm Floyd.
That was a nice catch by Floyd. He was in some traffic, and he plucked that right off the top of a defender. You see here, working against Carr, and just, man, nice catch. And then, of course, he's going to get lumped up after he catches it. But that was a very nice route and a great catch. Not bad coverage by Carr, just not good enough.
Floyd already 2 catches, 50 yards. First down and 10. Here's the handoff. Tomlinson trying to follow his block. Nobody there. And he gains maybe a yard on the play.
And this is the second series for the Chargers, Gus. They ended up punting on their first series. But for the Chargers, you got to stay patient. As Tomlinson comes out, Sproles goes in. This Chiefs team has a reputation, Gus, for being pretty good for about 6 or 7, maybe 10 or 15 plays in a row. Then all of a sudden, a team will snap off a 60-yard run, a 40-yard run, an 80-yard run on them. So if you stay patient, sooner or later you have to feel like you're going to hit a big run, big play for them.
The Chiefs defense has allowed at least 420 yards in each of the last 5 games. Over the middle. And Sproles with the catch. And he's brought down by John McGraw after a 6-yard gain.
Sproles, one of the guys that Herm Edwards told us that they had to find a plan for, have a plan for, because he's such a versatile athlete. He returns kicks, and now he's the main backup to LaDainian Tomlinson. So you're going to get a heavy dose of Darren Sproles no matter what you play. And you see there's the rushes and pass. As this game moves ahead, Darren Sproles is going to be a huge factor for the Chargers and the Chiefs.
The average is close to 18 yards per catch. 12 receptions on the season. Rivers on 3rd and 2 over the middle. Beautifully done. And that's his tight end, Antonio Gates, going up high, picking up 12 yards in front of former Charger Donnie Edwards, and a first down.
Well, 2 tight ends in this game, Gus. One of them is definitely headed to the Hall of Fame, and the other one is playing better than any tight end in the league. So both offenses kind of have that same type of player, and they both use them. And quarterbacks learn, man, these guys don't drop balls. I mean, you hear about all the drops around the National Football League. You don't hear about tight ends that drop the ball very much.
Not often. First down and 10 at the 42. RBI, Rivers down the seam, Floyd again. All the way down to the 20. Malcolm Floyd having a big first quarter as Maurice Leggett stops him, but he gains 21 yards.
Great route by Floyd coming in. You can see there. You don't really get a chance to look at it, but you can see the result. That's a great throw by a quarterback. On time, on the money.
3 catches, 71 yards for Floyd. End of the first quarter. Kansas City with a 7-0 lead.
We're out here racing luxury trucks. I mean, I can't think of a better word, but fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah! This thing rocks.
Wow, that's cool.
Go, 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 go! I love it. Can we do it again?
Steps 2, 3, 4, and
whatever steps you're taking to impress your partner. Don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way. Viagra, America's most prescribed ED treatment, can help you enjoy a more satisfying sexual experience. To learn more, take a spin around Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Now's the time to take the lead. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Simon Baker stars in The Mentalist, Tuesdays on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by TD Ameritrade, the independent spirit, and by the all-new Dodge Ram. Never back down from a challenge.
And welcome back. Chargers on their second drive of the day, now with the football at the Kansas City 21-yard line. First down and 10. Here's Rivers backing up, throwing it to the corner. It's incomplete. Rivers in trouble on that play. Tank Tyler with pressure. Second year out of NC State.
Yeah, this was a deep route, a play action. It's going to take a long time to develop, and Rivers kind of feels it, You can see how good this guy is. He doesn't turn and run. He just moves gently away from the pressure to give himself enough time. He threw that ball away. He could tell early on, and you could tell from up here, that play was doomed from the start. It was well covered, and there was really no outlet. So Rivers threw it into the third row.
Second down 10 at the 21. LaDainian Tomlinson, the single setback. Brandon Maliuna in motion. They pitch it that way, and Tomlinson wrapped up and taken down. Nice tackle by Brandon Carr, the rookie out of Grand Valley State, 5th round pick.
Yeah, I always like it when the Chargers give Tomlinson the ball headed to the sideline, because it forces the defense to run sideways, and they start to get further and further apart. And when you got a guy like him, how many times have we seen him put his foot on the ground and then change directions faster than anybody else can?
I used to always wonder why teams would run into the short side, until a coach explained it to me. There are less guys over there, Gus. It's really not that complicated.
It's not rocket science.
Third down and 5 after 16. And Tomlinson out of the backfield, incomplete. That one thrown over his head, and Phillip Rivers gets off the field quickly.
Oh, they had it. Tomlinson went in motion, and nobody went with him. Tomlinson's over there. There's nobody to cover him. You see that? You can see the team. That's McGraw saying, hey, wait a minute, guys, we got a problem. McGraw backs up. He's got 2 guys to cover, and one of them's LaDainian Tomlinson, and Rivers knows it. That's a disgusted jog off by a quarterback.
So that brings on Nate Kading in to attempt a 34-yarder. In his career, he's 77 of 81 from 39 yards out, 39 yards and in, rather. And that one is good. 34 yards. Chargers on the board. Second quarter, 7-3.
Looks like a sandwich with the taste of a prime rib dinner. Quizno's newest prime rib, only $3.99. Real prime rib, the king of meats. Slow roasted to bring out all its tender and juicy.
And San Diego will send it away. Phillip Rivers, tell you what, he got off the field in a nanosecond after missing LaDainian Tomlinson, and he got as far away from Tomlinson as he could.
Yeah, it was his fault. That was a bad throw. He had all the time in the world, and Tomlinson running through the middle of an open field, and because Rivers, I think, kind of hurried to throw, it went over his head. And that bugs you. That really bugs you, because you know you had him. You had him exactly doing exactly what you wanted him to do defensively. He had 2 guys with only 1 guy to cover. It was a blown coverage by the Chiefs. Rivers knew it, and they missed it.
There's LaDainian Tomlinson. He's sitting at the 45-yard line, the Kansas City 45, and Phillip Rivers is all the way at the 30-yard line on the other side.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, this is the quarterback over here, and Tomlinson and all the other guys, they're all over here. Rivers doesn't want to have to go over there and face those guys. He knows.
Thank goodness for Billy Bowling.
That's right.
So they send it away. Kevin Robinson brings it out of the end zone. Gets to the 20, still running. And he gets all the way up to the 35. Stopped by Steve Gregory. Tyler Thigpen, excellent on his opening drive. We'll see if he can do it again right after this.
Disciplined investing.
There's the blue man. That poor lady.
They actually don't know each other.
First down and 10 at the 35 for Tyler Thigpen. And the Chiefs offense leading 7-3. Thigpen, quick strike. Ball caught by Bradley. And And Bradley picks up 3 yards. So Tyler Thigpen evolved in his first 3 starts for the Chiefs. In week 3 against Atlanta, Thigpen threw for only 128 yards, intercepted 3 times in a loss against the Jets. Week 8, Thigpen threw for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last week against Tampa, Thigpen threw 1 touchdown pass and was not intercepted for the 2nd straight week. So he starts this game leading Kansas City on a 95-yard drive, throwing a 30-yard touchdown pass to Bradley. He looks sharp and in control. 2nd and 6. Here's the handoff to Savage. Update on Jamal Charles. He has aggravated his ankle. He's starting running back for the Chiefs, and his return is questionable. Olshansky with the tackle.
And that's big for the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are very quick. They've had 70 different people in uniform this season. They've only got 53 guys on the roster. So they're washing a lot of guys through. You see there, Dontrell Savage is the next guy in at running back. Larry Johnson has sat down with his suspension. Jamal Charles is out. Colby Smith is out. They are really struggling to find guys to keep healthy enough to stay on the field.
3rd down and 3 at the 42-yard line. They bunch it up at the top of your screen. Underneath, it's incomplete. Intended for Bo. That one wiped out, though, as Quentin Jammer was there defensively.
Yeah, Jammer and Bo are all over each other all through this route. You see here, he's all over him, got his hand on him, and I thought this was going to be called. The only time his hands come off is when the ball actually gets there and he knocks it away. As a receiver, I want that call. As a defender, you got to give it. You got to let me play like that. So I don't know how. So I guess it's a no call.
So Colquitt comes in to punt it away. He's standing at the 26. Darren Sproles back deep at the 20. Left-footed punter gets away up. Beautiful spiraling punt, and it takes a bounce and is down at the 15. Terrific job for the 4th-year man out of Tennessee, Dustin Colquitt. 43-yard punt, no return. Back to San Diego right after this.
1, 2, 3, go!
I figure the engineers who built the all-new 09 F-150 are probably the same guys we all cheated off of in science class. We're thinking about pizza, they're thinking about aerodynamic wake properties. Crazy smart. Take fuel economy, for example. They gave it 21 miles per gallon. You can't get a truck with better mileage. And they didn't give up an ounce of power to get it. In fact, they actually increased the horsepower. Now that is some A-plus truck thinking. It's not just a new truck, it's a new F.
They have a good time out here in San Diego. And right now, the Chiefs leading at 7-3. Chargers with the football. 1st down and 10 at their own 15. LaDainian Tomlinson in the backfield behind Phillip Rivers. Here's LT around the corner with room, and he goes out of bounds. Bernard Pollard brings him down after a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers has been having a great season today. He's had some problems here. He tries to get into LT, can't do it. This one gets hung up in the wind, out of bounds. This is the one where just didn't have anybody to throw to, and this is the one he just missed again to LaDainian Tomlinson. Hasn't been firing on all cylinders today, but still only 85 rating. This guy, you got to think he's going to be better in the second half or the second quarter.
Now Rivers firing his sideline, and that's a nice ball.
Here we go.
And it's caught. Jackson, Vincent Jackson with another grab. 16-yard pickup.
And this was a nice throw, and a little bit of. See Donnie Edwards down on the ground. He's taking some time getting up.
Donnie came in with a tender shoulder. Now he's limping. Looks like it's the right knee. 11:49 to play, 2nd quarter. Kansas City with a 7-3 lead.
So, how's my day look?
Well, 9:30 to 1, you send funny pics to your wife. From 1 to 1:15, texting your son throughout recess. 1:15 to 3, exchanging flicks with your daughter. 3 to 4, texting aimlessly to everyone. And at 4, a budget meeting. I can push the meeting to another day.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Verizon Wireless lets you share more with your family. Get these 3 phones free when you buy select Motorola phones like the Moto 755.
And by Frost Brewed Coors Light. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies.
Welcome back. Donnie Edwards on the sideline, replaced by DeMario Williams. Pat Thomas has a thigh injury. His return is questionable. as LaDainian Tomlinson runs the football. Nice tackle made by John McGraw. Brandon Carr also coming up. So all three linebackers, starting linebackers, out right now. Derek Johnson didn't make the trip. He has a thigh. Pat Thomas is hurt now. Donnie Edwards, you're looking at him right now. So all of these substituted linebackers are in.
That's right. And that Wes Dacus is in as well for the Chiefs. I mean, their depth chart looks like some sort of rough draft, Gus. I mean, it's all marked up. Everybody's scratched out. They got guys penciled in. Herm Edwards is really working on a jigsaw puzzle rather than an NFL roster right now.
2nd down and 6 at the 39. Now Rivers out of the backfield. Sproles looking, and Sproles breaks the tackle. Finally going down. Indy, Pittsburgh. Here's James Brown in New York.
Gus and Steve. Pittsburgh breaks a 7. Steelers back to Gus and Steve.
All right, JB, Pittsburgh 5-0 versus AFC opponents this season. Rivers looking downfield. He's got a wide open receiver. He didn't catch it, but he dumps it off to Tolbert, his fullback. And Tolbert is down inside the 34. 23-yard gain. But if we can see it, Antonio Gates down the seam was wide open.
Watch, Gates is going to come right up here and right here, and nobody grabs him. Right there. Rivers sees it and scared off, but he dumps it right off, as you said. And it turns into a big play. At the end of this play, Pollard puts a hit that hurt me on Tolbert. Oh, that hurts. That is a big hit, but it's after a big play.
1st down and 10 at the 34. Here's the pitch to LaDainian Tomlinson. Tomlinson with a hole, and he gets down at the 25. John McGraw, nice tackle. Well, let's take a look and listen to the last hit. Mike Tolbert, Bernard Pollard.
Tolbert weighs 240 pounds, and Pollard is 224. That constitutes a car wreck. And I mean, they were both headed at a full head of steam. Both of them got up like they'd been over to tie their shoe, and then I'm glad I'm retired is all I can say. That hurts.
Mike Tolbert played college football with Thigpen at Coastal Carolina. Makes the catch out of the backfield, stumbles forward, and gets down inside the 15, a gain of 10. So in the meantime, vote for your favorite players for the 2009 Pro Bowl today at NFL.com. Then enter for a chance to win a trip to Hawaii to see the 2009 Pro Bowl. You can vote online or on your mobile phone, only at NFL.com/Pro Bowl. 1st down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Tolbert and Tomlinson in the backfield. Here's Tomlinson, and LaDainian gets to about 12. Alfonso Boone in for Turk McBride today. McBride out with a shoulder injury, and so many injuries with this Kansas City squad, and that makes you wonder, is it just bad luck, or is it a conditioning problem?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you think like maybe a team does have a problem because all of a sudden everybody gets injured, but I think a lot of times I've talked to trainers around the league, they'll go 3 years without an ankle injury, and all of a sudden they'll have 12 of them. And they'll go 3 years without a turf toe, and all of a sudden 3 of their key players all have the same injury. So you never know. It's totally unpredictable.
2nd down and 8 at the 13. Play fake. Rivers dumps it off, and it is Gates. And Gates met by DeMario Williams and Tank Tyler. A 5-yard pickup brings up 3rd down and 3.
You know, this San Diego offense, every so often, like they did earlier on, you're going to see Gates right here. And every so often, they looked a little bit ineffective in their first couple of series. Then all of a sudden, Phillip Rivers starts to flick the ball, and it comes out a lot faster. And it's as though they put their foot on the gas, and all of a sudden, you can't stop them.
3rd down and 3 at the 8-yard line. They need to get to the 5 for 1st down. Rivers out of the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Rivers pulls it down, throws it. Almost picked off. John McGraw couldn't dig it out of the turf. And that brings up 4th down.
You see there that Chargers moved this football down the field really efficiently. They got into a rhythm. Their plays were coming really crisply. And then they get down in the red zone, and the Chiefs start bringing pressure. They bring both linebackers up the middle. And you see there, McGraw, watching Rivers' eyes, just tries to step in. Rivers just threw that one into the ground. You see the pump fake, and he knew that one had no chance.
So brings on Nate Kading, good from 34 yards today. This one from 26 yards out, and it's good. Chargers have to settle for field goals. 6:47 to play in the first half. We've got a 1-point game.
I'll be right down.
Of course I want you. I've been thinking about you for months.
Then come pick me up. I'll be waiting.
It's, complicated.
No, it's not. Just choose Insta.
Welcome back. As you take a look at the offense today, Kansas City 102 yards, San Diego 191 yards.
And San Diego's had 2 10-play drives, Gus, for 2 field goals. And the Chiefs have had a nice little 12-play drive for a touchdown, and there you have it. I mean, these, it seems like they're finding their rhythm offensively, both these clubs. But it comes down to that red zone. Great red zone defense by the Chiefs just a moment ago.
So back deep, Kevin Robinson, who was promoted from the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. And he's returning kicks now as Kading sends it away. Robinson brings it out of his end zone, 5 yards deep. And he gets over the 15 up to the 17. Stopped by Quentin Jammer on special teams. 7-6 our score here in San Diego.
Okay, so the all-new 09 F-150 is the only truck with those new...
Sponsored by MetLife. Guarantees for the if in life. And by the all-new 09 F-150. It's not just a truck, it's a new F-150.
And the MetLife blimp is providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife blimps as they team up with CBS for more coverage this fall.
Yeah, all the locals here in San Diego are complaining about the terrible weather. There was a cloud in the sky.
There was some rain.
There was a cloud in the sky. They were bumming.
I can't believe it.
64.
Terrible weather today.
Terrible weather. The sun doesn't go from horizon to horizon.
First down at 10 of the 17 for the Chiefs. Tyler Thigpen. Dontrell Savage in the backfield. Thigpen rolling out on the bootleg. Looks up the field and wow, he didn't see it, but he had Mark Bradley streaking down the sideline, the near sideline, wide open.
Yeah, by the time Bradley came open down the field, I think Thigpen was like by the line of scrimmage, so he just didn't buy quite enough time, and Bradley came open a little too late.
A 4-yard gain for Tyler.
A little no huddle here, Gus.
6:24 to play in the first half. Second down and 6. Gonzalez in motion. Thigpen over the middle, and Tony Gonzalez with the catch at the 27-yard line. And with that catch, Tony Gonzalez has just passed Jimmy Smith for 10th on the NFL's all-time receptions list with 863 career catches. Next up, Keenan McCardell at 883. Jerry Rice leads with 1549.
I think you have to play. I think somebody's going to have to play 35 years to catch Jerry Rice.
First down and 10 at the 28. Thigpen in the gun. Flag on the play. Far side caught. And it's Bradley. A gain of 7. This should be offside against San Diego.
You see there, the Chiefs are going to decline it, I'm pretty sure.
Offside. Defense. Nose tackle in the neutral zone at the snap. Penalty declined. Takes the second down.
It's Jamal Williams. So the Chiefs decline it. They get to the line of scrimmage on second down and 3. Thigpen looks so composed. And he hands it off to his running back, Savage. And Savage will pick up a 1.5 yards on the play. And it will bring up 3rd down and short.
One of the things about this Chiefs offense that Chan Gailey has to work with is he doesn't have Larry Johnson and he doesn't have Colby Smith. Those are the two guys that are built like guys you could give the ball to 30 times a game. But the guys they have now in Charles, who's not in the game, and also Savage, they're not so big. Those are guys that are route runners out of the backfield, guys that run wide. They're fast and smaller guys. So you really don't have that physical presence.
3rd down and 2 at the 36. Chiefs are 2 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. This is Savage. And he picks up the 1st down. Cromartie with the tackle. A gain of 7 on the play.
And that was a nice physical run up inside by Savage. Joe Watt, he's going to come right up inside on the left side of the offensive line and just pick his spot. Nice job by the offensive line. Of course, the Pro Bowler Waters, 54 there, you see. He moves up to the 2nd level and shields off the linebacker, which allows the 1st down.
1st down at the 43 now. 4:02 to go in the 1st half. Tyler Thigpen down the seam. Gonzalez with the catch inside San Diego territory. A gain of 23. Jammer and Hart with the tackle. But Tyler Thigpen is pitching the rock.
He sure is. And Tony Gonzalez is going to run up and they leave him open. The guy's going to the Hall of Fame. Why bother covering him? And that's a blown coverage. You can't leave him running wide open 10 yards down the field. Easy throw, easy catch.
34 yards, and he got a sensational block.
Bradley on the outside. You said it, Gus. And Gonzalez caught this. And it looked like it was going to be a nice catch and a good gain. And all of a sudden, Gonzalez doesn't give up on it. Turns it, heads to the sideline. You see him at the bottom. He's going to come in. It looks like a little catch, maybe lean forward for the 1st down. He blows the tackle. Bradley, bang, blocks 2 guys just by standing in their way. And Gonzalez coasts into the end zone.
70th career touchdown reception for Tony Gonzalez. Most all-time by a tight end. And here's the extra point, botched. And it will be incomplete. Colquitt, not a good snap. A 34-yard touchdown, though, for Gonzalez. But will this botched extra point come back to hurt the Chiefs later? We'll see. 13-6, Kansas City.
Well, are you going to go?
Thomas Gafford, the new snapper for the Chiefs. That ball was into the holder's knee. You can see there's nothing worse than being the snapper, a new snapper, and struggling on an extra point like Tom just did. Colquitt almost got it down, but by that time, Barth had to stop his approach, and it was over.
Chiefs send it away, and this one caught at the 20-yard line by Cromartie, and Cromartie lost it out of bounds, close to midfield. John McGraw with the stop.
I'll tell you what, you got Darren Sproles back there. They want to kick it away from him. Well, you don't want to kick it to Cromartie either. He could take it the distance as well. The guy's got a 109-yard interception return to his credit as well. So here's the bad side. See, it hops right in there, and Barth has no shot. And then, of course, Colquitt was going, get this ball out of my hands before I get killed. I mean, it's just done, and that's the life of a long snapper. You're either anonymous and nobody knows who you are, or you're the GOAT.
So the Chargers take over with 3:06 to go and 3 timeouts at their own 46. Tolbert and Tomlinson in the backfield. Rivers drops, dumps it off. Tomlinson. And LaDainian gets down at the 43. Napoleon Harris with the tackle. It's a gain of 10. Log on now at CBSSports.com to get the latest scores, stats, and breaking news from around the league in our live game center.
Guys, you look at this Chiefs defense. It is nothing but backups and rookies and injured players everywhere.
But they are playing hard, Steve. Here's Rivers with time. Dumps it off. Tolbert. And Tolbert pitches it to Tomlinson down the sideline. Wow. Was that a design play?
No way. No way. I'll tell you what happens, Gus. You run that in practice. Tolbert will catch the ball in practice like he just does right here. And you kind of notice that, oh, LT's standing right there. And in the game, you think, well, I'll just give it to him. That was not designed, because Tolbert would never have turned up the field if it was designed. He just kind of feels it. No, I mean, you can get it within 6 feet of Tomlinson. You know he's going to pull it in. He's got Velcro for fingers.
First down and 10 at the 29. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. With the score, Kansas City 13, San Diego 6. Chargers knocking on the door. All the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint halftime report. San Diego first down and 10 at the 29 of Kansas City. And this is LaDainian Tomlinson running the football. Tamba Hali and Tank Tyler in on the tackle.
I'll tell you guys, you talk about this Chiefs defense. Tamba Hali, a young player. Glenn Dorsey, a young player. I mean, I think they've got the makings for some guys that can really play. I think Dorsey's going to be very good. Now, everybody's like to see him make some more sacks, but if you want a guy to make sacks, Gus, don't draft a defensive tackle. Draft a defensive end.
Play fake. Rivers sets up, steps up, fires up the sideline. Picked off. Beautifully done, Bernard Pollard. Baited Rivers in and snatched it away at the last moment.
Rivers looked at the receiver too long, Gus. It took him too long on that play just to decide to throw it. He was coming open right there. He sees it, but he was looking before that, and Pollard just has too much time to run over there and catch the football. Comes from the middle of the field over, and that play was doomed right when he released. You see there, he looks, hops a couple of times. That's all it takes. Pollard got over there in time.
8th interception of the season for Kansas City. First of the year for Pollard. And the Chiefs take over at the 20-yard line, and you're just wondering, who's the star? Is it Rivers or is it Thigpen? Thigpen playing like a star in the first half, almost perfect. Look at that quarterback rating. 2 touchdowns. Here's the handoff. Savage. And Savage wrestled down after a gain of 4 by Luis Castillo.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle by Castillo. Savage cut it back to his right. It looked like it was going to break free, and Castillo, the young player out of Northwestern University, stepped out and made the one-arm tackle. And that looked like it was going to be a big play.
Second down and 6 at the 24. Under a minute to play in the first half for Tyler Thigpen and this Chiefs offense. They've been excellent in the first half. Thigpen to throw. And he fires it again, and it's caught by Tony Gonzalez. On an 11-yard gain, Stephen Cooper breaks down the tight end.
You see there, Gonzalez comes out. And it's a great read by Gonzalez. When he comes out, there's a guy out there. He just stops moving and hooks up in the vacant area, and the ball's right on the money.
Seat movers. That's what you'd call us. We'd buy seats up in the nosebleeds and then move down. We'd look for no-shows. Who sometimes did show. Soda spillers. That is going to leave a stain. And then we'd swoop right in for the perfect seats. Hello. And goodbye.
Want great seats? Your City Card can get them. And now, every time you use a participating City Card, you're in it for a chance to go on a 3-city tour with Nickelback. Want the story of a lifetime? Your City Card can help you write it.
Who was?
Welcome back. There's Tony Gonzalez, 6 catches, 90 yards in the first half. First down at the 35. Thigpen rolls out of the pocket, looking, and he will just step out of bounds and lose yardage on the play. Coming up on the Sprint halftime report, join JB, Dan Shannon, Coach Cowher, and the Boom for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint halftime report. 33 seconds to play. How about Tyler Thigpen, Steve?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I would have liked to see him throw that into the ground after he cleared the numbers and got out. He took a 2-yard loss. It goes down as a sack, but you'd like to see him just throw the football over the bench. Just toss it out ahead of you, out of bounds before you do that, because you gain a couple of yards. And in this game, a couple of yards is going to help you on second and third down.
Second down and 13. Savage running. And Savage stood up and taken down. Dobbins at the end of the play, a gain of 2 with 20 seconds to go. And Norv Turner can't be happy with the way his team has performed. They've been able to drive the football, but they can't pay it off with 6 points.
Yeah, the red zone offense has really hurt them. As you see, the Chargers have a player down. And Phillip Rivers, the interception hurts them bad, because at least they would have come out of there with 3 points, and you think they also would have had a chance, more chances to go for the touchdown if they could have gotten the first down. But Phillip Rivers, while he's been able to throw the football down the field, has missed on a lot of opportunities the Chargers have come open on.
Phillip Rivers in the first half, 13 of 20, 182 yards. Sean Phillips injured as he limps to the sideline.
There's Phillip Rivers watching. I mean, it's pretty frustrating. He's had some frustrating plays, and I think he's, I think he's disgusted with that last interception he threw, no question. But when you like that, when you're a guy like Rivers and LaDainian Tomlinson, they just want to get back on the field right now. I mean, they do not want to stand over there and have to watch this game. They want to get out and be productive, and now it looks like it's going to be the next half, in the second half, before they get the opportunity to do that.
So third down and 11 at the 34. As Thigpen steps to the line of scrimmage. Gonzalez the motion now. And Thigpen handing it off. Savage breaks it back with a little bit of room, and he picks up the first down as he gets to the 46-yard line. A gain of 12. Kansas City calls a timeout. 13-6, 1 second remaining. Back after this.
One for a man in a little van. Get there with these hair in the breeze. One for commuter on motor scooter rolls.
Chiefs up 13-6, 3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they take a timeout there, Gus, because obviously they're just going to try Hail Mary here at the end of the half and see if something great can happen.
Thigpen needs to buy enough time to allow his receivers to get down the field. And that's what he will do here. Sets up. Thigpen decides to run it. And Thigpen will just run out of bounds. And that's the final play. With the score 13-6 Kansas City, we'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the National Football League on CBS.
Only on KRCG News at 10. CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Get the new NFL Mobile Live, only from Sprint, only on the Now Network.
And welcome back to the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown with scores from the early games in Week 10 in the National Football League. The Tennessee Titans remain unbeaten at 9-0. The Titans 12 straight regular season wins. That is a franchise record. 7-point victory over the Bears. The Bears fall into a first-place tie with the Vikings in the NFC North. That's because the Vikings held on to a 1-point victory over Green Bay. Mason Crosby of Green Bay missed a 52-yard field goal with 30 seconds left in regulation. Adrian Peterson, big game indeed. 30 carries, 192 yards, and a touchdown. Jacksonville, boy, that stern talk by Jack Del Rio got it done. Win 38-14 over the Lions. Maurice Jones-Drew, a career-best 3 rushing touchdowns. Baltimore is getting some scoring. Ravens 4 straight wins now. They're averaging 33.5 points per game. Joe Flacco, the impressive rookie, continued to improve. 41-13 over the Houston Texans. New England makes it 10 straight over Buffalo. Bills have lost 3 straight, all in the division. Boy, the New York Jets simply spanked the St. Louis Rams 47-3. Largest win in Jets history. That was by 44 points. Jets 27 points off of 5 Rams turnovers. All right, the Miami Dolphins still getting a lot of benefit out of that Wildcat offense. Win it by 2 over Seattle. Dolphins 3 straight wins. first 3-game win streak since 2006. And the Atlanta Falcons make it 4-0 at home. Matt Ryan with the big game. They win it by 14 over New Orleans. Coming up, we'll have all the highlights when the Sprint halftime report continues.
A heavily fortified Marine base robbed.
Who robs Quantico?
Not idiots, pros.
Inside man, get an inside job.
A new NCIS. Then, The Mentalist is the biggest new hit of the season, hands down.
Smells of almond moisturizer. Nails are professionally maintained.
He's upper management in the hotel or gaming business.
Solving this crime has its perks.
You won $250,000.
Yeah.
A new Mentalist after a new NCIS. CBS Tuesday.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Get the new NFL Mobile Live, only from Sprint, only on the Now Network.
And welcome back to New York and the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown, along with my colleagues Dan, Coach, Shannon, and Boomer. Kansas City, the 1-7 Chiefs are up by 7. Shannon, we might have to get to know the name Tyler Thigpen, huh?
Yeah, JB. 13 of 15, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. San Diego's moving the football, but they're settling for field goals. Kansas City are getting touchdowns. That's why we have a 13-6 halftime ball game.
All right, let's move along the rest of the way along the NFL scoreboard. Colts and
Zelda been through a late interception in the first half.
Up in the playbook.
So we will see what kind of adjustment Norv Turner makes with his football squad as the Chiefs have it to start the second half. Kevin Robinson. And Robinson goes forward and is knocked down at the 25, a 20-yard return. Tim Dobbins with the tackle on special teams.
I think, Gus, the Chiefs have got to come out and be really solid offensively. Thigpen had a really good, I'm not going to say great first half, but he had a really good first half. The offensive line seems to be playing well enough. Even with Savage in at running back, the running game is good enough for the Chiefs to use it. You see that 13 of 15 is exactly where the Chiefs want to be. He's got 2 touchdowns. I mean, this is huge. The Chiefs have got to keep this going in the second half. They have not been able to do that thus far this season.
First down from the 25. Jamal Charles back into the game for Kansas City. Here's the handoff. Charles gets to the 31-yard line, stays in bounds, gains 6 yards. Castillo with the tackle. Remember, Charles went out in the first half with an ankle injury.
And that was a nice little run to the outside. He's going to come up. It looks like it's going to go inside Gonzalez right there as he pops it outside. Great job of setting up his blocks. As he comes inside, the linebacker tries to step inside of Gonzalez's block, only to have the running back bounce it back outside.
Second down and 4 at the 31. Thigpen over the middle. Gonzalez with the catch, and he gets down, picks up the first down at the 36. A gain of 5, and Tony Gonzalez getting close to 100 yards in receiving, 7 catches, 95, and a touchdown.
And that's exactly the kind of first down I think the Chiefs need to stick with. 2 plays, just get the first down, move the chains, stay on the field, and do it again.
First down at the 36. Opening drive of the second half for Kansas City. They hand it off. Savage. And not a lot of room for Dantrell Savage. No gain on the play. Stephen Cooper and Jamal Williams in on the play.
And the defense of the Chargers stuffed that one right in. The 2 linebackers on the inside of this 3-4 defense went right up in the gaps of the guards, and it was designed, the running play was designed to go right there.
No huddle offense by Kansas City. 2nd and 10. Thigpen looking around, caught. It's Bowe who takes a flick forward, and Dwayne Bowe goes down. Tim Dobbins with the tackle. Tyler Thigpen. That was his 100th consecutive pass without an interception.
Oh, there you go. San Diego's going to pick the next one off. I mean, you did it to him. You're right, Gus. He has been really good, playing better and better. And I think you can tell by watching the Chiefs offense play. Everybody's starting to play with more confidence because Thigpen is being consistent.
Third down, 8 at the 38. They need to go to the 46 for first down. Thigpen has not run the ball today. This time underneath it is incomplete. Intended for Bradley. Jammer was there along with Hart.
Yeah, Jammer went over the top of Bradley, and I don't think he made too much contact coming over. You see he comes over the top, jumps high, and that's good defense. The ball can't get in. Big Pen wants it. It looked like there was contact, but it looked like, to me, Jammer was high over the top. Did not make significant enough contact for the penalty. Now this is a clock issue.
Please reset the game clock to 12:24.
Yeah, that's a half a minute. Yeah, that's a half a minute they lost. The head linesman there that ran in, he keeps the game clock on his wrist. The scoreboard and the clock on our screen are all secondary to the clock that the official has on his wrist on the sideline. And if he sees a big discrepancy, he makes sure that the official knows it and they fix the game clock.
So Colquitt, who punted only one time in the first half, from the 23, hangs this one in the air, takes a bounce. Nice job. And it is down at the 16, a 46-yard punt. Phillip Rivers back on the field for San Diego.
All right, your fare is going to be $69.
Wow, it's not bad.
That's all move between the goal lines. They just can't get it across the goal line yet.
First down. Tomlinson. And LaDainian lowering his shoulder, gets to the 20 and picks up 4 yards on the play.
These first two series, the first series won by the Chiefs and now this one by the Chargers offense, you always get a chance to see what Norv Turner and his offensive staff saw the Chiefs defense doing against his guys. So they go in, make some adjustments, and they come out with a few wrinkles offensively, either with formations or personnel, to get an edge. And you see how successful it is on this first series.
Second down and 6 at the 20. Tomlinson again, making people miss, and is finally drilled. Glenn Dorsey, the rookie, 5th overall pick, with the tackle. And Tomlinson is just past Corey Dillon in the 15th place on the NFL's all-time rushing list with 11,242 yards.
And Glenn Dorsey moving down the line from his right defensive tackle spot. But those first two run plays by the Chargers didn't look all that good. If LaDainian Tomlinson hadn't made a guy or two miss, they would have been no gain.
Third down and 4 at the 22. Rivers over the middle. And Antonio Gates has it in front of Edwards.
First down, Marcus Maurice Leggett took a minute to get up on that play. Yeah, he's not right. Yeah, he's not right. Now he's filling in. He's filling in for Flowers at corner, or at safety, not corner. And, you know, the guys behind him, 2 of them, weren't even on the team a week ago, Gus. So the Chiefs are thin in the secondary.
More HD channels than cable. And by the Home Depot, the official home improvement sponsor of the NFL.
That was a shot of La Jolla Cove. Now Phillip Rivers throwing the football over the middle. Tomlinson makes the catch, tries to get outside, but is brought down at the 35 by John McGraw. 6-yard gain. John McGraw has had an excellent game both on defense and special teams today. He has been a finishing tackler.
And that's been a difference. And Gus, I've said it a lot over the years, but the difference between great defenses and good defenses or bad defenses really comes down to tackling. The first guy to the football makes the tackle, and McGraw on that play bringing down LaDainian Tomlinson in the open field. That's huge.
Second down and 4 at the 35. Malu Maniula in motion. 3 to go. And they won't get it off in time. So the Chargers have to burn a timeout with 9:45 to play in the third quarter.
Legend has it, Rocky Mountain miners knew how to celebrate with get-togethers called banquets. Their beer, Coors, they called it banquet beer, brewed with Rocky.
So Herm Edwards and the Chiefs with a 13-6 lead, faced with a 2nd down and 4 from San Diego at the 35-yard line. Here's the handoff. Tomlinson won't go very far. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage depending on the spot. And some nice defense there. Page.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Glenn Dorsey caves in the right side of that offensive line. Up here, right here, Dorsey sucks up 2 blockers, and before the guard can get out, Page is already in the backfield and makes the stop. Glenn Dorsey made that play so that Page could come up and make the tackle, because he didn't let the 2nd guy on the double team get off quickly enough to block him.
3rd down and 4 at the 35. Chargers are 3 of 6 on 3rd down conversions out of the gun. Rivers goes up top for Chambers. Incomplete. And San Diego will have to punt it away. Leggett covering the rookie for Kansas City.
You see, he got open there, but the throw's outside, and it was going to take a good throw. Just wasn't there. Rivers was under some pressure. The Chiefs were getting into the backfield, and he let it go a little bit before he wanted to, I think.
So Mike Cyphers comes in to punt. He leads the NFL with a 42.7 net punting average. Kevin Robinson back deep. Cyphers gets away a beauty. Robinson will get a shot from the 16, and he goes down. Terrific looking special teams coverage. Kasim Osgood, a 49-yard punt, no return.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes.
Welcome back. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker with you from San Diego. Chiefs with the football now. 1st down and 10, leading it 13-6 at their own 15. Tyler Thigpen, far side, throws a strike, and this is Bradley. Mark Bradley with yet another catch. Gain of 3 in front of Antonio Cromartie. You've heard the pundits talk all week about how Obama won, but tonight, hear it directly from the people who made it happen. Coming up on 60 Minutes. 2nd down and 7 at the 18. Thigpen underneath, incomplete. Dwayne Bowe may have taken his eyes off the football, and Bowe just drops it. Tim Dobbins gives Bowe a hard time about losing that ball.
Well, he's open. Look at this. They've got exactly what they wanted. If he catches that, Dobbins is going to have a hard time coming up and making that tackle. Bowe's going to turn it up the football field, but it bounced off his shoulder pads like a trampoline.
3rd down and 7 at the 18. Here comes Gonzalez. Thigpen with Gonzalez underneath, deflected, incomplete. Gonzalez sitting down in the zone, and the Chargers got a great defensive play. And it looked like it was Clinton Hart, 42.
Tony Gonzalez right here. Watch. Just enough to get in there. And you're right, it was actually Antoine Cason. And that was a great defensive play, as it looked like the Chiefs were going to pick that up. Just in the nick of time, Cason made the play.
So Colquitt standing inside his 5-yard line. Sproles back deep. Short punt. Takes a bounce. Sproles picks it up. Tries to get outside. And is finally brought down at the 43, a 39-yard punt. But the Chargers have very good field position coming up.
Talk about a wake-up call. I had a heart attack at 57. My doctor told me I should.
Welcome back, 13-6 Kansas City. And you got to give a lot of credit to Herm Edwards although they've lost 4 straight games and come in with a 1-7 record, last 3 weeks he's really motivated his football team. Right now, first down and 10 at the 42. We saw the Chiefs against Tennessee.
73. 5-yard penalty. Great first down.
We saw the Chiefs against Tennessee on October 19th. Prior to that, they had lost to Carolina 34-0. They got beat 34-10 by the Titans at home and just looked horrible. Looked as if they quit. But since then, they have really rallied, and it seems like Herm Edwards, although they haven't won, has found a way of getting to this bunch.
Right, they're moving in the right direction, and pretty soon they're going to turn this corner.
Tomlinson running, trying to turn the corner today. Donnie Edwards with the tackle. Injuries have been a problem. Well, inconsistency at the quarterback position as well.
And they got young guys all over. They started the season with 2 rookie corners, and now they've got corners playing that weren't even on the team a week ago. They're young defensive line. They're defending the run pretty good, but they're not rushing the passer real good. Only 4 sacks, but they are getting the ball away. I mean, they're +7 in the takeaway market, so this team is still playing hard for Herm.
Second down at 12 at the 40. Over the middle, Rivers. And Rivers hits Antonio Gates for a gain of 15 yards.
And this Chiefs team, I think because of their youth and because of the guys that they're running in and out of the, I mean, you look around, these guys are going to make a defensive play, Gus. They turn around, and it's 3 different guys around them on their defense that they didn't know were going to play with them. So it's really tough for this defense to play consistent football when they've got guys running in and out of the lineup because of injuries.
First down at the 45 for San Diego. And Rivers to Tomlinson in the open field. Makes a man miss and gets out of bounds. Napoleon Harris ushering LaDainian Tomlinson out of bounds after a gain of 8. And Tomlinson, a hard player to bring down when he's in space.
He's probably the toughest guy in the league. Watch the move he puts on. You see there, it's just so hard. He moves. Leggett has no chance. And he does the right thing. Leggett's got to break down, and what that does, it makes Tomlinson break down. And when you make a guy do that, the defense is still moving while he's stopping.
Second down and 2. Tomlinson running now with a big hole. Tomlinson breaks it back, and LaDainian down at the 20. A 17-yard pickup. Now the Chargers are starting to lean on this Kansas City defense.
Well, this has been a problem for the Chiefs. They'll play pretty good run defense for a lot of the game, and then every once in a while, this happens to them. And Boyman finally makes the tackle, but it's also come to the point where nobody will make the tackle, and the team will run all the way to the end zone from midfield. They've given up so many big plays in the run game, particularly in the second half of games. It's really cost them wins.
First down, Sproles in the game for Tomlinson, and Sproles drilled at the 10-yard line by McGraw, but he picks up 10 yards. The Chiefs defense has given up 5 100-yard rushers this year.
Right through the middle, right up between the guards. You're going to come right, cut right up back inside the block of Dielman. Big trap play. See, they push to the right and then bring one guy over to kick a guy out, and look at the hole.
First down and goal at the 10.
And the Chiefs got to have a defender down. Looks like he got a cramp in his leg.
And how big is that missed extra point now?
Well, it's big. Now, but I'll tell you what, this is where the Chiefs have been effective today as well. Their red zone defense has been pretty salty today. And the Chargers have yet to score a touchdown. And this is the Chargers, a team that Herm Edwards knows is number 2 in the league in scoring. I mean, this is a team that puts up some points. And to keep them out of the end zone for the first half gives your team an edge. But a team that's that good offensively is not going to be, you're not going to keep them down for long. And I think the Chiefs are finding out that the best way to defend the Chargers is to have Tyler Thigpen and Tony Gonzalez and Dwayne Bowe stay on the football field with first downs.
It's like Tamba Hali on the field.
You see, Tyler Thigpen looks like he hasn't, I mean, he can't even remember the last time he was on the field. It seems like a long time for him now. You kind of lose your sweat, you lose your edge, you kind of forget about the last series and what was happening, and you kind of start watching the game, wondering what's going on and when you're going to get back on the field, and you kind of lose the rhythm you had as an offensive team. and Tony Gonzalez, who and Bo, I mean, those are the two guys that, you know, this team is really leaning on those guys heavy, and Tyler Thigpen is really leaning on those guys heavy. That's the way it should be. A young quarterback like Thigpen, like we said earlier in the first half, you need somebody you can depend on, and he's got two of them. And they throw them the football an awful lot.
So Tamba Hali walks off the field. Chargers first down and goal now from the 10-yard line of Kansas City as Phillip Rivers approaches the line of scrimmage. Darren Sproles remains in the game for LaDainian Tomlinson. Here's the handoff. Sproles cuts it back inside and will go down at the 6. Dorsey and Johnston combining on the tackles, and it's a gain of 4.
And now LaDainian Tomlinson will come back in along with Mani Maliuna and Tolbert. So they're going to bring the heavy guys in, pack it inside, and try and, well, what you would think would be a running formation and running personnel in the game. And the only wide receiver in there now is Vincent Jackson.
Second down and goal at the 6. Tolbert, Tomlinson out of the I formation. LaDainian, the deep man. He's the second one through. Tomlinson looking, and he goes down at the 4. Nice pursuit by the Chiefs. Donnie Edwards at the bottom of the pile.
When they get down here in the red zone, the Chiefs just seem to be more disciplined. Watch, this is Pollard coming way out on the outside. He just runs out there. That's his spot. He's not, whether Tomlinson goes this way or not, Pollard knows this is his area, so he cuts it off, and that's what makes the play for the Chiefs. Don't give him the edge. And he turns back in, and there's Rocky Boyman waiting on him. That's good disciplined defense, and the Chiefs are doing it down close, but they did not do it out in the field.
Third down and goal at the 5. Rivers in the shotgun with Tomlinson. Here's Rivers stepping up over the middle. Touchdown, Floyd.
Gunther Cunningham, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, sent some pressure right up the middle at Rivers, and it just didn't get there. The offensive line and the running backs of the Chargers picked everybody up and gave Rivers a chance to step up in the pocket and find Floyd. He's got lots of room. You see, comes open. Rivers just lobs it in there, and that's all it took.
Extra point up and good. And we're tied at 13. 3:43 to play in the third quarter. Big day for Floyd. 4 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. And there's that song. You know you're in San Diego. Three when they pass through a town near you. Game tied at 13. Chargers and Chiefs, AFC West. Malcolm Floyd with a big game today. Closing in on 100 yards, picked up a touchdown as San Diego sends it away. Kevin Robinson starts from the goal line. Robinson with a crease, and he is finally taken down at the 25-yard line. Return of 24 yards. Let's take one more look at the touchdown.
You know, Rivers has made some great throws. All these guys, they're going to send some pressure in on Rivers. Watch as the offensive line and LaDainian Tomlinson sort through everything. Rivers steps up, takes his time, and then just flicks it. You see him hop afterwards. He's saying, oh, get there, because this ball is barely tossed. He throws it right over McGraw's head into the back of the end zone, and then he hops hoping it gets there in time.
Tyler Thigpen and the Chiefs take over at their own 25-yard line. And a handoff to Jamal Charles as he tries to pick his way forward. Williams, Oshansky in on the play.
We already talked about how good Tyler Thigpen has played, Gus. Well, now the Chiefs need him to play well. It's enough to do it in the first half. It's nice. He had a nice first half, but Herm Edwards needs to find out if Tyler Thigpen can do it in a game like this.
Second down at 7 to the 28. And Thigpen over the middle, incomplete. Tony Gonzalez, the intended receiver.
And this is what Tyler Thigpen has done today. He's thrown for 2 touchdown passes and some nice throws on the long drive they made for their only touchdown. And this throw, he's finding his guys. And the Charger defense has not been closely covering some of them, but it's still, he's picked the right guys, made the right throws, and this is a big difference. 3 for 7 is nowhere near as good as he was when he was 13 of 15 in the first half.
3rd down and 7 at the 28. They need to go to the 35 for 1st down. Thigpen in the shotgun. Here's Tyler, steps up, down the sideline, incomplete. He overthrows Mark Bradley. And now the Chiefs 3 and out. Jammer covering.
Well, the Chiefs, and Herm Edwards knows this. I mean, his team has not played well in the second half of football games. And now they're trying to make 1st downs, having trouble doing it. Can't complete on the 3rd down. Can't really complete any passes on 1st or 2nd down. The Charger defense is only rushing 4 guys. The Chiefs have got to handle it.
So Colquitt from the 14 pops this one high in the air, scrolls, clears, it takes a bounce, and will be down at the 36-yard line, and that's a 37-yard punt. Tuesday on CBS, watch closely and see why The Mentalist is the biggest new hit of the season. Simon Baker stars TV's #1 news show Tuesday at 9, 8 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Chargers take over at their own 36, Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego, California. AFC West battle right here on CBS. 1st down for Phillip Rivers as he drops back to throw it to the sideline. Nice. Vincent Jackson again. And that is an 18-yard throw, and that is a heck of a throw, Steve.
What is a nice route, too. Watch as he comes out, sets up the run, sets up the defender to think he's going deep, and then snaps it off to the sideline. And Rivers, one thing I don't like about Rivers on this play, he looks at him the whole way. And sooner or later, you get a defender who watches the quarterback's eye. Somebody will step in the middle of that. But that play, with the great route run on the outside, was there.
1st down at the Kansas City 46.
Oh, he did it again.
Wow, Rivers calls another timeout.
He's trying to hit a home run, Gus. He did this earlier where he couldn't get it done. He's trying to change the play because he sees something in the Chiefs defense he can throw a touchdown pass on, and he's trying to change everything, and he doesn't have time to do it. It's frustrating when you see when they line up. Watch. You see, he stops everybody. He says, wait a minute, I see something. See how he gets, see his body language? He sees a home run, and he can't get everybody changed in time to make the play happen.
So the Chargers call their 2nd timeout, 1 timeout remaining for San Diego, and we have 2:08 to play in the 3rd quarter. They will have the 2-minute warning.
And see, Norv Turner with kind of a little bit of a smile on his face. He knows his quarterback saw, he probably saw the same thing. The coach is over there seeing it too. And they just run out of time on the play clock. It's fun to try and hit the home run, particularly when you know you got the defense you want. And it's frustrating when you just, because of some other issue, can't get it off.
1st down and 10 at the Kansas City 46. For the Chargers. Play fake. Rivers stumbling. Throws off his back foot. McGraw with the interception. 2nd interception of the day. And Antonio Gates made a saving tackle because McGraw had nothing but green in front of him. What a game for this kid.
Yeah, Tank Tyler in the backfield for the Chiefs. He gets through. It's really the first time that Rivers has been pressured. You see there, Tyler kind of gives him a pat down to make sure the ball's going to watch as Tyler. He kind of gives him a pat down. This ball's picked off when he lets it go. That looks like a duck in the fall. Watch. Tyler's going to get him, and then watch. He feels him, makes sure he doesn't have the ball, and then lets him go.
He stepped on Mike Goff's foot.
He looked like the guy frisking me down before I came in the stadium today with Rivers.
Mike Goff, the right guard. 1st and 10 now for Thigpen and the Chiefs at the 38. Here's the handoff, Savage. And he will go nowhere. Stephen Cooper, a loss of 2.
Yeah, the Chiefs, who had a little bit of success running the football in the first half, this one is well defended by the Chargers. You see there, once the running back made one guy step across to another gap, there was another defender in that gap. That's great gap control by the Charger defense. Every defender has a spot between the offensive players where they get. And if the ball carrier comes into their gap, they got him. And there was no gaps open for Savage.
2nd down and 12 at the 36. Here's Thigpen to the sideline. Nice throw. Good catch. And once again, it's Mark Bradley. A gain of 11. We've called Bradley's name a number of times today.
Yeah, coming up at the top of your screen on the sideline. Watch, he pushes the defender. See, get the defender to turn and run away from you. That's Cromartie. And Cromartie believes Bradley will go deep because Bradley's already caught a deep touchdown pass. And he'll turn his hips away from the line of scrimmage and start to run as if in a race. And then the receiver stops at that point and comes back.
6 catches, 60 yards for Bradley. 3rd down and 1. Thigpen dropping. Incomplete. So what do you do now, Steve? On 3rd down and 1, you throw that pass. Well, that's a curious call. Well, especially when you have a quarterback that can run.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, the play was there, and because of the pressure up inside, he couldn't get it off. Jamal Williams comes right up inside, watches Thigpen plans to throw this. Right there in his face is Williams, and Thigpen can't step in and make an accurate throw. The play was there. Gonzalez was open. He just couldn't connect.
So Colquitt will punt. Gets it away. This time he drives it. Sproles backpedaling. Allows it to go over his head and down inside the 10. And tomorrow on CBS, the secret lives of these soccer moms will have everybody talking on an all-new CSI Miami tomorrow on CBS, America's most watched network.
Chiefs special teams doing a great job, and so are the Charger special teams. I mean, it's been back and forth. The only miscue by either team on special teams has been the bad snap, missed extra point by the Chiefs that cost them the lead right at this point.
1st down, San Diego at their own 6. Tomlinson, and Tomlinson almost breaking one free. Gets to the 11, picks up 5 yards on the play.
And this is the point where the Chiefs have had problems, and we said it again. You know, runs like LaDainian Tomlinson just made are becoming a little bit too common in the second half of their games.
And that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the score tied. We'll return to San Diego after these messages and a word from your local station.
I promise you, we'll get there.
You've heard the pundits talk all week about how Obama won, but tonight, hear it directly from the people who made it happen on 60 Minutes.
The Big Bang Theory, tomorrow on CBS.
Some people think you can't get financing on a new car right now, but at Toyota you can. In fact, right now you can get 0% financing on trucks, 0% on the 2009 Tacoma, or get 0% on the 2008 Tundra. For more, go to ToyotaFinancingNow.com. Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward.
For the best in Mid-Missouri High School athletics, join us every Tuesday night at 10 as we honor the KRCG Team of the Week. Brought to you by CMA, Central Missouri Athletics, your hometown sporting goods store.
It's the KRCG Account Executive Job Fair.
Are you a professional salesperson? Can you do what I do?
Call on clients.
Help them grow their business.
Are you making the money you want?
If not, here's your chance to find out. Come to the KRCG Account Executive Job Fair. You must have sales experience. Bring your resume, references, and be ready to interview. Friday, November 14th at the Stony Creek Inn in Columbia.
Join us.
You can take KRCG with you as you head out the door with the JP Promotions Travel Mug. Now when you win a mug, you also get a dozen free donuts from Casey's, one complimentary drink from Dunn Brothers Coffee. Go to KRCG online to enter, then watch KRCG News at sunrise to see if you've won.
Jay Brunner's, the Lake's fine dining choice since 1980.
Welcome back as you take a look at the scoring by quarters. Kansas City, first half doing a nice job. San Diego rallying. And how big is the missed extra point, Steve, for this Chiefs team?
Well, it's as big as it can possibly be unless it costs them a lead instead of just a tie.
Second down and 5. Rivers, short drop, underneath, caught, and it's Vincent Jackson again for 15.
And this Chiefs defense, all of a sudden you look around and it almost seems as though the Chargers, it's almost as though the Chiefs realized for the first time the Chargers have some really good weapons. I mean, it didn't really bother the Chiefs defense in the first half, but now it's almost as though the Chiefs didn't know the Chargers had Gates, Jackson, and Tomlinson.
First down to the 26. Rivers over the middle, and Gates with the tackle. Donnie Edwards jumps on his back and brings him down, a gain of 7.
And Rivers once again coming out throwing the football, and this Charger team is, I think, because of Rivers and his success, and because that they were so injured in the first half of the season, they did depend a little bit too much on Phillip Rivers. And I think that's still kind of in their DNA a little bit right now. I think they forget about LaDainian Tomlinson a little bit too much right now because they haven't had to use him in the first part of the season.
Second down and 3 at the 33. Here's Epstein. Bounces it outside. Stutter step, and he gets to the 40. 7 the hard way. Harris and Pollard combining on the tackle.
And that's a nice, solid, hard inside run. Nice stick move to the outside. Rocky Boyman was there to tackle him, and LaDainian Tomlinson just went someplace else. I mean, he was right there in front of Rocky Boyman, and that was it.
18 carries, 74 yards for Tomlinson. First down and 10 at the 40. Sproles back in the game. Tomlinson on the sideline. He'll take a breather. Manu Maliuna lines up as a fullback. Here's Rivers to Sproles. Finds him out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds. Brandon Carr, the rookie out of Grand Valley State, knocking him out of bounds. A gain of 5.
This is why San Diego's a good football team and why they score. They come out and they throw short passes, good runs, solid offense. Don't turn the ball over. They make it look a little easy to get 4- and 5-yard gains. And the Chiefs are going to start clamping down a little tighter, and all of a sudden the trap will spring and the Chargers will snap off a huge play because they've been so solid on the little plays.
Second down and 5 at the 45. Sproles. And this time he goes nowhere. Nice play as Harris gobbles him up.
Sproles, we spoke to Sproles on Friday about his expanded role. He's the #1 backup this year. He's not just a specialized kick returner or a guy they bring in for certain plays. He comes in and tries to become LaDainian Tomlinson when he's in there. And he said he basically said it's a lot more fun when you get in there a lot more, and the Chargers are giving him more and more things to do.
Third down and 4 at the 46. And Rivers, that's another dunk up for grabs, incomplete. Flag on the play.
Yeah, there's all kinds of contact down there in the secondary. If the ball was tipped, it doesn't matter. Oh, they got a hold.
Holding.
Yeah.
Defense number 31. 5-yard penalty. And a first down.
31 is Mo Leggett, the rookie from Valdosta State, in for Brandon Flowers today.
What's going to happen right here? You see there, he's got him up the field and just can't get loose. And Chambers trying to get to the outside there.
First down from midfield for San Diego. Rivers steps up in trouble and goes down. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Glenn Dorsey cleans it up. Good pressure by that Chiefs front seven.
Yeah, and that's going to go down as a sack. But you're right. Alfonso Boone comes up, pushes him forward right into Dorsey, who comes around and makes the tackle. So you see there, Boone comes up. Rivers has to step around him and then steps right into Dorsey. Great pressure by that front four. And it seems like when the pressure comes, Gus, the quarterback doesn't even have a chance to look down the field. And he starts to avoid the rush so early, it really blows a play up before it even starts.
First sack of the day for Kansas City. 2nd and 11 at midfield. Rivers firing. A strike. Jackson breaks a tackle. Vincent Jackson down at the 27. That's a gain of 23.
Well, Gus, this is another one of those. Watch the defender. Carr's going to turn his hips like it's going to be a foot race, and then the receiver just stops. And Carr's not looking at him. He's looking in the backfield. And you, in my opinion, Gus, you can't do that too much. It's not the right technique to use in that situation. And to me, but don't get me wrong, now the defenders always play that because they're taught to play a certain technique, but you got to be more aggressive than Carr was on that play. You got to keep your eyes where you're supposed to keep your eyes, but keep your body closer to the receiver. Don't be so afraid.
Tomlinson running the football. And Daniel down to the 24. Rocky Boyman brings him down, a gain of 3. Boyman started the year in Philadelphia, released, and now he's hurt. He's a longtime member of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah,
special teams ace.
Looks like his low back is tightening up on him. There's another player down as well for the Chiefs. I mean, this is, you almost expect MASH helicopters to come over the hill for these guys. There's so many guys injured.
We'll step away. Game tied at 13. Back to San Diego after this.
The Cadillac Red Tag event. Right now, you'll find unprecedented values on our best-selling luxury models. From the award-winning Cadillac CTS to the legendary Escalade, now's the time to move up to Cadillac. During the first ever Cadillac Red Tag event, the price on the tag is the price you pay, providing incredible values like this. See your Cadillac dealer.
I'll be right down.
Of course I want you. I've been thinking about you for months.
Then come pick me up. I'll be waiting.
It's complicated.
No, it's not. Just choose in-store pickup and come and get me.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm on my way now.
I'll be right in front.
With Circuit City's in-store pickup guarantee, your online order will be ready in 24 minutes, or you'll receive a $24 gift card. Circuit City will hook you up to get what you want fast.
I had the worst stay ever.
That's nice.
Mind if I vent for a while?
Mine? I prefer it.
First, I get to work, and the elevator's working, so I have to remind us. Alice totally pulls rank on the
That's vent.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about venting. What are you talking about?
The vented wide mouth can from Coors Light. It lets in air for a smooth, refreshing pour.
So should I start venting without you?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
You would have seen everything.
We have to find this child before something happens to him.
She's got a gun!
Officer down! Call the paramedics!
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Brian Johnston walks off on his own. He is limping a bit. As you take a look at some of the guys that have been removed from the game today at one point or another.
And that's just today. I mean, there's a much longer list over the last month and a half.
2nd and 8 at the 25. Colbert Tomlinson. Here's LT, and he's met and shot down. Dacus, no gain.
Yeah, that was well defended right there. The linebackers can come right up inside. The defensive line slants to the right, and the linebackers come in around them on the left, and they come in free, and LaDainian Tomlinson has nowhere to run. Great play there.
Weston Dacus filling the hole. 3rd down, 8 at the 25. Chargers 4 of 8 on 3rd down conversion. Rivers over the middle, caught. Gates. 1st down, San Diego. Pollard stops him. It's a gain of 11. Phillip Rivers goes back to Antonio Gates on a big play.
And Rivers, right now, he's got plenty of time to throw this football. Gates goes out and just does nothing more than just hook up right in front of him in the middle of the field. And the defense drops back into its zone, and the Chargers just go to the dead spot. And Rivers, with his arm, just guns it in.
And for Rivers, it's his 4th 300-yard game this season. 1st down and 10 at the 14. Rivers jumps it off. Gates again. And he gets to the 11-yard line. John McGraw with the stop, a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, remember last time at the other end of the field when the Chargers went in for their touchdown, they did it throwing the football. They tried to run it in a couple of times. The Chiefs would have none of it, and they ended up flipping the ball into the end zone on just a flop pass over the middle. It'll be interesting to see if they try to run the football down here close before they throw it in, or what their philosophy will be.
2nd down and 7 at the 12. Rivers throwing again, jumps it off, Tomlinson, and he's dropped inside the 10. John McGraw, 3-yard pickup for LT.
Let's see, here's Vincent Jackson working on the outside, and he says, he should have thrown me the ball. Somebody saw that besides us, I'm sure, upstairs for the Chargers coaches, and probably the Chiefs coaches as well.
3rd down, 4 at the 8. Now Jackson lines up at the bottom of your screen. Rivers in the shotgun. Tomlinson right next to him. Here's Rivers. Over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Antonio Gates. And the Chargers take the lead.
Well, with all the injuries the Chiefs defense have had, Gus, you got to think Gunther Cunningham, their defensive coordinator, feels like he's a little bit like he's trying to juggle 6 balls with one arm. And right there's no question. This is a team, watch Rivers, no problem, plenty of time in the pocket, and Gates curls around the defender to the open area, just like the play before.
14 play, 94-yard drive. Gates capping it off. Chargers eat up 8:28 and take a 20-13 lead.
Me? I'm fast. That's why I use the BlackBerry Bold with AT&T 3G speed. I can surf the internet fast, download attachments fast, and send them to my colleagues fast. Excuse me for a sec. It's good to be fast.
Only AT&T has the new BlackBerry Bold, the fastest BlackBerry ever. Only on the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T.
Indulge in something extraordinary from Papa John's and be prepared to escape the ordinary with Papa John's new Zesty Italiano Pizza, loaded with spicy salami, pepperoni, spicy Italian sausage, and covered with 4 cheeses. Or the Tuscan 6-cheese pizza on a crispy thin crust with a rich blend of 6 Italian cheeses, just $12.99 each. Or buy both for just $10.99 each. A huge value. Call or click papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The Cadillac Red Tag event. Right now, you'll find unprecedented values on our best-selling luxury models. From the award-winning Cadillac CTS to the legendary Escalade. Now's the time to move up to Cadillac. During the first ever Cadillac Red Tag event, the price on the tag is the price you pay, providing incredible values like this. See your Cadillac dealer.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Papa John's. Order your next pizza online at papajohns.com. Circuit City, we'll hook you up with our one price promise. Web or store, same low price. And by the 2009 Cadillac CTS.
Welcome back. Phillip Rivers has some fans in the stands as the Chargers take the lead and will send it away. Robinson drops it, picks it up, and takes a knee. So Kansas City will start at the 20. Phillip Rivers to Old Reliable, the man from the Motor City.
The not too heavy, not too light taste of the one beer that's always easy drinking. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Shop for the holidays now and pay later. At the Home Depot, get no payments, no interest for 12 months on store-wide purchases totaling $2.99 or more with your Home Depot consumer credit card. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
So, how's my day look?
Well, 9:30 to 1, you send funny pics to your wife. From 1 to 1:15, texting your son throughout recess. 1:15 to 3, exchanging flicks with your daughter. 3 to 4, texting aimlessly to everyone. And at 4, a budget meeting. I can push the meeting to another day.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Verizon Wireless lets you share more with your family. Get these 3 phones free when you buy select Motorola phones like the Moto 755 for $69.99.
Conquered the skies. Conquered Mount Everest. Conquered the moon. Conquered the neck. Philips Norelco Architect. Designed with a flexible head, which allows it to pivot and rotate freely. So now you can easily get a close shave, even on the neck.
A heavily fortified Marine base robbed.
Who robs Quantico? Not idiots, pros. Inside man did an inside job.
A new NCIS. Then, The Mentalist is the biggest new hit of the season.
Smells of almond moisturizer. He's upper management in the hotel or gaming business. Total guess.
A new Mentalist after NCIS Tuesday.
And welcome back. Chiefs take over. First down and 10 at their own 20.
And you see 3 3-and-outs in a row. They've punted on every possession in the second half.
Thigpen in the shotgun. Here's Thigpen down the middle. Bowe, big time catch, and he's still running. Dwayne Bowe inside San Diego territory. Cromartie with the tackle, but it's a gain of 31.
Just a deep post route. He's going to come out. Thigpen's going to throw it early, catch it, knows he's going to get the hit, takes it, shrugs it off, and goes. I think, Gus, if you're the Chiefs, you need somebody to step up and make a play, and Dwayne Bowe just did his best to do that. That's exactly the kind of play the Chiefs needed.
5 catches, 71 yards. And what you like about Dwayne Bowe, he is not afraid of contact.
And you know what else, Gus? He's not afraid of the moment. He wants the ball in those kind of positions. He wants the ball with the game on the line. That's how you be a great receiver, not just a good one.
First down and 10 at the 49 of the Chargers for Thigpen. Here's Bowe with the catch, and he gets out of bounds. A yard on the play in front of Cromartie.
And you think back, Gus, sorry about that. The first half, they did the same thing. They threw the Bowe about 3 or 4 times in a row, and then Gonzalez got into the act as well. I think that's what you need to do to get Thigpen back inside this offense. Get the ball out of his hands and get some completions.
I want to see him run the ball though today. He hasn't run it and he's very effective when he takes off. 2nd and 9 at the 48. Here's Thigpen. Sideline. Boom. Nice catch. No, excuse me, Gonzalez. Nice catch as he looked that one in like a shortstop.
Well, that's why a quarterback likes great players, because they'll make play. This is a bad throw by Thigpen. It's not a great throw, but watch Gonzalez just pluck it off his shoe tops. I mean, he turns his head around the ball, a foot off the ground, and he's 6'6", reaching down after.
24th career 100-yard game ties Kellen Winslow for most all-time by a tight end in NFL history. 3rd down and 3 at the 42. Thigpen flips it out. Caught. Savage. And he won't get it. Quentin Jammer comes up, stuffs it. Now the Chiefs have to make a decision.
They're going to punt it away. I mean, it's too early in the 4th quarter, and it's too far to go for. It's 4th and 5. But right here, Savage gets this, and watch, he has to turn, and then before he can get turned around, Jammer's up there, makes the nice play, and of course, then the pursuit. It looks like 20 guys jumping on the pile after that ball's caught.
I don't know, some of these 3rd down calls being made by Chan Gailey and the Chiefs offense have been very questionable. So they have to punt it away with 4:40 remaining. Colquitt pops it in the air. Sproles receives it at the 11. 4:31 remaining. Here comes Rivers. Chargers with the lead.
From the producers of The Phenomenal Four comes what critics give 5 stars and hail as a top safety pick. It's Outlander from Mitsubishi, out to make safety sexy. With active stability control and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Outlander's down with safety and serious peace of mind. The 2009 Mitsubishi Outlander. It's one righteous MPG machine.
A 40-yard field goal attempt to try to win it. Ball down, kick on the way. It is good. It's good. It's good. And that's it, folks.
Now, for the first time, you can watch every NFL Network game live on your phone. Get the new NFL Mobile Live free with any data plan. Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
Looks like a sandwich with the taste of a prime rib dinner. Quizno's newest prime rib, only $3.99. Real prime rib, the king of meats. Slow roasted to bring out all its tender and juicy flavor. Sliced thin with an extra layer of prime rib, piled high. All toasted to perfection on rosemary Parmesan bread. Real prime rib for only $3.99. Only at Quizno's. Quizno's. Love what you eat.
Criminal Minds, Wednesdays on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint. Get NFL Mobile Live only from Sprint, only on the Now Network. And by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
And welcome back to San Diego. 4:31 to play in the 4th. Chargers with the lead and the football at their own 11-yard line. 1st down and 10. Tomlinson and LaDainian Tomlinson is taken down. Nice looking play on defense by this Chiefs squad. Wallace Gilberry with the tackle. Tomorrow on CBS, Jake the Military School. Alan Black with his ex. Back with his ex, rather. A new 2.5 Men you never thought you'd ever see. Tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, the Chiefs need a stop, Gus. They need their offense to get the football back, and they need to get Phillip Rivers off the field.
2nd down and 9 at the 12. Here's Rivers in trouble, and Rivers is sacked for the 2nd time. Ron Edwards.
Gus, I thought Ron Edwards was going to get a holding call on him, too. He burst through the guard center gap, and it looked like both those guys had hold of him. Right here, watch him. He goes through, and all of a sudden, look at that. They've got him around the waist trying to pull him to a stop. Didn't get the call.
Give some credit to Gilberry, who got up the field and force Rivers inside. A loss of 7 on the play. 3rd down and 16.
Goff and Hardwick had him around the waist. It looked like a game of Red Rover.
Chargers have to get to the 21. Huge play right now for Kansas City. They've got to turn him over on downs. And Tomlinson. And he is chopped down at the 6. That's some good tackling there by Bernard Pollard.
Gus, you're talking about the 3rd down plays that the Chiefs have been calling. That was a conservative play call right there.
And Kansas City burns a timeout. They now have 2 remaining.
And that's a play from Norv Turner that was called because he's got faith in a defense coming back on the field against the Chiefs offense.
So Turner talking to his quarterback, Rivers. And now Cyphers will have to punt, and he will punt from the back of his own end zone. So Kevin Robinson, the rookie out of Utah State, is standing inside the 50-yard line in San Diego territory.
And obviously this is a great time to go for a block punt, Gus, because you're going to get good field position even if you don't get it.
Cyphers gets it away. Nice punt. And Robinson allows it to take a bounce. A 54-yard punt by Cyphers.
Yeah, this ball got kicked over his head. He gets lucky because where it bounces straight up in the air. That is a lucky break for the Chiefs, because usually a kick will bounce at least 10 yards in the direction it's kicked when it's kicked out of the own end zone, and the Chiefs got lucky because that's exactly as if he had caught it.
So Kansas City takes over at their own 40-yard line. Great field position. 2 timeouts left, plus the 2-minute warning. Thigpen, 1st down in the shotgun. Gonzalez going up high, makes the grab in front of Stephen Cooper, and they spot it at the 48.
I'll tell you, Gus, in this situation, in this drive, the Chiefs don't need to think about play calling. They need to think about players. Dwayne Bowe and Tony Gonzalez.
And keep your eye on Mark Bradley, 83, bottom of your screen. He already has a 30-yard touchdown today. 2nd and 1 at the 49. Thigpen rolling out and incomplete. Gonzalez, the intended receiver. Tyler Thigpen under pressure. Brings up 3rd down and 1.
And Marcus Harris got some pressure up inside. You see Gonzalez kind of come out. That's a nice route right there. He's open, but Thigpen can't see him because he's got pressure. See Harris coming from the outside and also right there. That, of course, is Ron Edwards. I'm sorry, not Ron Edwards. That's Sean Phillips.
So the Chiefs are faced with 3rd down and 1 at the 49. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions in the 2nd half. And a timeout called by Kansas City.
Timeout.
Chiefs with 1 timeout left. Chargers with 1 timeout left. So let's take a look at the game summary. Kansas City got off to a great start in this game. Tyler Thigpen with a 30-yard touchdown to Mark Bradley. And then our future Hall of Famer got going. He scores a touchdown, but they missed the extra point. A bad snap. New snapper. San Diego comes back. Floyd having a terrific game. And then he goes back to old reliable Antonio Gates. San Diego with a 20-13 lead. And the Charger defense has gotten better, especially in this 2nd half.
The 2nd half has been the story, Gus. The Chiefs have had a 3 and outs. They've been forced to punt 5 straight possessions. And now with the game on the line, we're in 4-down territory with a 3rd and 1. The Chiefs have got to make it happen right now.
Thigpen in the shotgun. Here's the handoff. Savage, 1st down and more as he crosses the 45 and picks up 8 yards. Stephen Cooper with the tackle.
Good play call. It's going to come right up inside. You see as he stretches, stretch play as the offense moves side to side and the back looks for the gap and then makes the break.
And that will take us to the 2-minute warning with the score San Diego 20, Kansas City 13.
Get Smart on Blu-ray has 62% more laughs.
He's the co-worker you were swapping spit with? You were having the humana meow meow with?
With new gags. Plus a bonus DVD game disc where you're the agent. Buy Get Smart today on Blu-ray.
This fall, get more mileage out of your travel plans. Just stay at Comfort Suites or any of these Choice Hotels, and you can earn up to $250 in free gas. Only when you book at choicehotels.com or 800-4CHOICE. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
From the producers of The Phenomenal Four comes a righteous MPG machine who knows the streets. It's Outlander from Mitsubishi. High gas prices and boring economy cars. Better watch out, because this hero's packing one lean, mean Myvec 4-cylinder machine. Loaded with technology and room for 7, Outlander's looking for action in style. The 2009 Mitsubishi Outlander. It's one far-out CUV.
Oh, hey, what's in the bag? Combo meal. We got boxes, fully loaded, tons of stuff. Hold it. So it's a combo meal. What's coming? Fries? Fries. That's something. We got 8 somethings. This box could rip that bag in half.
Ditch the bag. Get the box. The KFC Guitar Hero Fully Loaded Box. Packed with 2 new original recipe strips, a new original recipe snacker, drumstick or thigh, 2 sides, biscuit, large drink. That's a lot of food.
You won't believe what some soccer moms are doing.
You quit your job and started having sex for money?
In Miami.
I was with a guy having a drink. The next thing I remember, he was dead and handcuffed.
You have a history as a madam.
Call me anything you like.
How about killer?
New CSI Miami, CBS tomorrow.
For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the National Football League on CBS and the game between the Chiefs and the Chargers. I'm Gus Johnson, along with Steve Tasker. Our score, Chargers 20, Chiefs 13. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately after the game, except on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its regularly scheduled time. First down and 10 at the 43 for Kansas City. Here's Tyler Thigpen. To the sideline, Bradley with the catch, and he steps out of bounds.
Mark Bradley with interception.
At the 37-yard line. We've got another good game going on. Indy and Pittsburgh. Here's James Brown.
Gus trailing Pittsburgh 20 left in regulation. Back to Gus Johnson.
All right, second down and 5 at the 38 for Thigpen in the shotgun. Here's Thigpen to the sideline. Strong throw. And a catch. What a catch by Will Franklin, the rookie out of Missouri.
Now this is a big catch. Working out of the middle of the slot, goes to the sideline. Thigpen takes a second to decide to throw to him because, let's face it, he might not have got 2 feet down. One. He didn't. I don't know. I think his right foot might have, that last right toe or left toe might have touched the grass as he came down. Now they're going to review it. And for good reason, I think.
The previous play is being reviewed.
It doesn't matter that he was pushed out, Gus. There's no such thing as a force out anymore. If the defender can get him out of bounds before his feet touch, it doesn't matter what causes it.
Now, this is the first year that rule has been applied. In the past, the force it out was a part of the game.
It'll come down to his left toe. Does his left toe get down? Oh, he's out. Right there. I think he's out. Unless the toe is, it's just. Oh, see, you can't. I don't think he got it down. It's hard to say.
Now the ruling on the field is a catch.
Being reviewed to determine if 2 feet were in bounds and possession of the ball.
I think we already knew that. You want to tell us that? Maybe it was just us.
We wanted to clarify it.
That's a great catch by Franklin, if indeed it was a catch. But it's going to be, if it's in, it's 3rd and 1. It's out, it's 3rd and 5.
And this is what's at stake as you take a look at the standings in the AFC West, the wild, wild West, because it's up for grabs.
You know, look at this. San Diego, they have 2 games. I mean, they go to 3. They would go to 3-6. Chiefs 2-7. It's not that big a difference with 7 games left in the season.
So Tyler Thigpen coming back onto the field.
And it really, I'll tell you guys, it's irrelevant to the Chiefs because they're going in for 4 downs. I mean, they're going to try and get in the end zone for 4 downs. And right there, now that looks to me like that's out. That looks to me like it's out.
But the ruling on the field stands, and you have to have good evidence to make sure you overturn something.
Yeah, the ruling on the field supersedes any doubt that is left by the video. The Chiefs with 1:51 to go in the 4th quarter, down by a touchdown. You start thinking about you go for 2 if you score the touchdown. Wow, I don't know. This Chiefs team, and I'll tell you, Gus, this Chiefs team has looked bad at times this season, but consistently more and more, we've said it over and over again today, they're looking better and better.
So let's take a closer look at this play as we have blown it up.
And this is a play. Yeah, that, to me, Gus, that is no catch. It's going to be 3rd and 5 instead of 3rd and 1.
We'll find out right now.
At least the wind died down. We can hear his microphone.
After review, with the ball in his possession, the receiver got 1 foot inbounds. The 2nd foot landed out of bounds. Therefore, there's an incomplete pass. Please reset the game clock, pardon me, the play clock to 25 seconds. It'll be 3rd down and 5 yards at the 38-yard line.
But as you mentioned, Steve, 4 down territory.
At the 38.
4 down territory for Tyler Thigpen. So 3rd and 5 at the 38 instead of 3rd and 1. Thigpen in the shotgun. Fans on their feet here at Qualcomm. Thigpen firing off his back foot. 1st down. Mark Bradley. This kid is keeping his composure. That is a 6-yard gain on 3rd and 5.
And he makes a nice sharp throw, hard throw to the outside. And at this point, it takes a little courage to throw that out there because if somebody steps in the middle, he's from the right hash, throwing to the left sideline. It's a longer throw. But because the Chargers are just trying to keep things in front of them and not give up the big play, there's time enough to squeeze it in.
Bradley with his 8th catch. 1st down and 10 at the 31. Thigpen again, looking up top for goal. Eddie!
I think he bobbled it.
Yeah. Incomplete.
He bobbled it. Great throw, great grab, but it's just out of bounds. Cromartie's got good coverage. Look at the ball skills. He grabs it, gets both feet in, but wow.
It didn't look like he bobbled it there.
Right there. Oh, that might be a catch.
They may have to review this one as well.
I think he gets both hands on it. I thought it looked like he might have both hands on it.
Well, they won't review it. 2nd down and 10. At the 31, Thigpen dances out of the pocket, throws on the run, caught by Savage, and he's brought down.
Now they got to hurry up and get it off. They got to get another play lined up as quickly as they can for the Chiefs.
Weddle with the tackle. A 2-yard gain, 3rd down and 8 at the 29. Chiefs still have a timeout left. 1:17 and counting. Flag on the play. Free play underneath. Incomplete. Looks like it'll be offside against San Diego.
You know what, Gus? This is a young quarterback's mistake, but something happened. The Charger defense knew it was a free play. They let up in the secondary. The top of the screen, Bradley got turned loose, headed to the end zone, and Thigpen never saw him.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal formation, offense. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Offside, number 95 defense. By rule, those penalties offset. Repeat, 3rd down.
So it will be 3rd down and 8 at the 29-yard line.
That cost him about 16 seconds on the damn clock.
Thigpen in the shotgun. Bradley at the bottom of your screen. Thigpen, crossing route, incomplete. Bradley, the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down and 8.
And I don't know why Thigpen missed Bradley on this throw. It's a slant route, and it's the first route you run in training camp. Bradley comes off. Oh, there's the reason he got knocked off his route by Cromartie.
4th down 8 at the 29. They need to go to the 21 for 1st down. Tyler Thigpen with the snap. Underneath, and it's caught. He threw a dart. Great job. Bradley holds on. So on 4th down and 8, he gains 12. And the Chiefs are still alive.
Now they stop the clock for some reason. And you'll see here. We'll see, maybe.
Good catch. That's a catch.
Absolutely no question. I don't know why Ron Winters headed to the replay booth. And I don't know why.
So we have not been informed as to what the problem is in terms of the review. Here's another look at the catch.
There's no question it's a catch. For a play that looked pretty innocuous and pretty serious.
Previous play is being reviewed to confirm the ruling on the field of a catch.
And I don't understand why they reviewed that one and didn't review the one we just saw a moment ago that we felt was closer when Bo bobbled it and then got both hands on it with his feet down. I don't know why they didn't review that one as quick either. I don't know why that is.
Well, maybe that's why.
They thought they missed an earlier one.
Bradley, 9 catches, 81 yards.
That's a catch. I mean, it's not even close.
And a touchdown. On 4th down.
And then, well, I'll tell you
8.
I'll tell you what, Gus. This is good for the Chiefs, though. I mean, it's like a timeout. I mean, it's going to turn out like because it's going to be a catch. It turns into a timeout for the Kansas City Chiefs that they didn't have.
After review, the ruling on the field stands is the completed pass, 1st down on the 18.
So Mark Bradley with the grab. San Diego, California, welcome. 20-13, Chargers with the lead, but the Chiefs have the football at the San Diego 18-yard line. 1st down and 10 with under a minute to go. Kansas City with the timeout left. Their quarterback, young Tyler Thigpen, out of Coastal Carolina, has been terrific. Chiefs have been close the last few weeks, but can't finish. We'll see if they can do it right now. 1st down, Thigpen can run in the shotgun. Fires in the end zone. Oh, he overthrew his receiver. Bradley with a step, and Thigpen just couldn't put it on it.
Well, it would have been a sensational throw, and Thigpen pulls the trigger. You see there, right there in the back of the end zone. It's just out of the end zone. It was there to be had. The play was there. They just couldn't connect. I'll tell you, gutsy play call on a 1st and 10 from the 18 for a team that's got to score. I mean, there's no trying to get it close. They went for it.
Chiefs have lost 4 in a row. 2nd and 10 at the 18. Here's Thigpen. In the end zone, incomplete. Gonzalez, the intended receiver, Clinton Hart defensively, but a late flag.
I think he got there early.
Wow.
I think it was the right call, Gus. Gonzalez got hit in the back when the ball was about 3 feet away from his hand.
Pass interference. Defense number 42. Headlines at the spot of the foul. A first down.
So Clinton Hart called for defensive pass interference. Let's take another look.
Right there at the inside of your screen. Watch as he goes up for this. The ball's going to be away, and he gets him hit, and I'll tell you what, I don't know. It looked like he got there early from up here. But you know what? Look what I see, Gus. After this play happens, Gonzalez doesn't complain. He doesn't even ask for a penalty.
Norv Turner can't believe it. A 17-yard penalty, which puts the football on the San Diego 1-yard line. 41 seconds left. Kansas City still has 1 timeout left. First down and goal at the 1. Cox and Savage line up in the eye. Here's the snap. Play fake. Thigpen rolls. Fires. Incomplete. Jammer breaks it up. Intended for Bo. Second down and goal.
Really disciplined defense. Watch as Jammer's going to stick with Bo really well. But up front, the Chargers do a really nice job. They anticipate the rollout with a mobile quarterback. Thigpen tries to gun it in there, but you can see there, Castillo is out there waiting on Thigpen on the bootleg. Great defense all around for San Diego.
Second down and goal at the 1. Everybody standing here in Qualcomm. Out of the eye. They hand it off to the up back, and he doesn't go anywhere. Mike Cox taken down immediately. Beautiful defensive play by Seiler. That's a loss of 1.
Watch Jamal Williams right here. Shrugs off the block and gets in as well. Man, what penetration by the defense of the Chargers. And that's a squasher.
So Kansas City calls the timeout, their final timeout.
You know, earlier in the game, the Chiefs have scored 2 touchdowns, but you see it's only 13 points. Earlier in the game, the Chiefs line up for an extra point after their 2nd touchdown. And it comes back to haunt them. Bad snap right here. It's on the ground. Everything blows up in their face. And you wondered if it was going to mean anything. And right now, it means everything.
Herm Edwards. His team down 20-13. So you have no timeouts left, Steve. You have 3rd down and goal at the 3 with 29 seconds remaining. What does that allow you to do?
Well, you can do you got 2 plays to get it in. 29 seconds is plenty of time to run both. But you got a mobile quarterback. They're spreading out the defense. Let Thigpen pick his spot. Throw it or run it.
Thigpen in the shotgun. Drops back. And touchdown, Kansas City! Gonzalez has it. Tony Gonzalez, the future Hall of Famer, holds on. And we now have a 20-19 game. And it looks like
a sensational catch.
So now, Kansas City going for everything. They're going for the win. Thigpen in the shotgun. Thigpen rolls, throws, broken up. Hart, right place, right time. And the Chargers hold on to the lead.
Just like we said a few moments ago, Gus, disciplined, poised defense by the Chargers. Watch Sean Phillips follow Thigpen out of the pocket and push him deeper and deeper into the backfield, and he can't get enough on the throw to hit Gonzalez in the back. You see, he throws it from the 15-yard line. The ball was spotted on the 2. And it was actually picked off when all's said and done by Jammer.
You got to give Herm Edwards a lot of credit for going for it.
Hey, why not? You're 1-7 in a division game on the road. Go for it. Wow.
But now, with 23 seconds left, the Chiefs will line up for an onside kick.
That's right. You recover the onside kick. One play or two plays, and you set up for a field goal. Oh, what a wild finish that would be. And it could happen. I mean, that's what special teams, what's football all about. It's not over, Gus, till it's over. And Tyler Thigpen, Gus, played a good football game today, and this is the extra point right here. Sean Phillips pushing him deep in the end zone. Bradley and Gonzalez trying to work out to help their quarterback and couldn't do it.
Here's the onside kick. San Diego with their hands team on the field. He needs a big bounce. And it is recovered by Brandon Manu-Maliuna, the backup tight end. And that should do it. Don't forget, folks, if you love drama like this game, join us tonight on CBS. It starts with 60 minutes of how Obama won, here directly from the people who made it happen, plus new episodes of the Emmy-winning Amazing Race, Cold Case, and The Unit. Tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.
Here's the onside, and it's got to go 10 yards, but Brandon Manu-Maliuna steps up in front of 10 yards and grabs it, which means if you catch it before anybody hits you, they can't hit you until the ball gets there. Smart play.
Phillip Rivers takes a knee, and that's your ball game. A hard-fought game. That kid continuing to grow. The future Hall of Famer disappointed. 5 straight losses for Kansas City. Norv Turner, though, and the Chargers snap a 2-game losing streak. And they needed this one because for the Chargers, they will play at Pittsburgh next week, followed up by a game at home against Indianapolis, and the following week against Atlanta at home. But the big play.